email. Hello, hello. How you guys doing? I see some of y'all passing through. I didn't get an email. Shoot. Hello, hello. Hey, guys. How y'all doing? All right, let me find Darlene. We are getting ready to have a Mental Health Monday. Been trying to reach out. Okay, let me write your, let me see. Please check your inbox. Is it the inbox on Facebook or my inbox on Instagram? What is it? Hey, Image, how you doing? Out there working hard. I see you. That truck you put up the other day looked real nice, man. You doing good work out there. All right, Darlene, I'm coming to get you. All right.
Not letting me. Oh, there it go. There it go. There it go. I'm here. Can't hear anything.
Hey.
Hey, I hear you.
Oh, now I can hear you. I don't know why I didn't hear you before.
Girl, yes, I hear you.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Look, I almost ain't make it. I only made it because it was you. I was like, girl, you got to get your. I literally just got out the shower not too long ago.
Okay.
I have felt like crap all day. Been trying to get myself together. That's why I haven't been able to do a Mental Health Monday or a Talk About It Tuesday.
Right.
Because my tail has just felt like crap. But I was like, look, I got a live tonight with you. Look, I'm telling y'all, if y'all can tune in tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I got a special live. I am stoked about it. Girl, I am so excited about it. So I got you tonight. I got her tomorrow. Then Wednesday, I got another live.
Girl. Go ahead.
No, I'm tired. My tail is tired. It's working part-time. It's working part-time. It's turning to full-time, child.
I hear you.
Okay, so look, you guys, today is Mental Health Monday. And Darlene is a very dear friend of mine. I mean, she is, if I could have a sister, she is who I would want to be my sister, for real. If I could handpick a sister, baby. Look, total strangers sat in your truck that day, and we talked for hours. Yeah, you know, connections like that don't happen all the time. So, okay, I hear an echo. Are you hearing an echo?
I don't.
Okay, good. I'm hearing me, but that's okay. Let me see. What does that say? Have sex every day. Hey, Trayton, look, my nephew would walk in and as I'm reading that comment, Trayton, get out.
Oh, my God.
You know what? You're absolutely right about that, though, having sex every day. But the problem is you got to have a partner for that, and I'm single, so I ain't got a partner, so that ain't working for me. But look, so you guys, I asked Darlene to come on with me on a Mental Health Monday because she is a serial entrepreneur. She's an author. She's a single mom. When I tell you she's doing it, plus working a full-time 9 to 5, plus working her business. So plus being writing her book. So I asked her to come on a Mental Health Monday with me because I want to unbox all of that, because that is a lot of mental strain trying to pull all of that off and, you know, doing this every day. So when I wanted to find somebody that I could relate to, you know, I'm a single mom, you know, so I knew that we had a lot in common. Hey, Morris Chef, look, if y'all are not following him, y'all need to follow him, boy. He gonna keep y'all in shape and keep y'all eating healthy. Hear me when I tell you. But so I wanted to bring you on so we could talk about that and talk about how you're able to pull all that off at the same time, because there's always the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
So we getting ready to unpack all of that, and just have a conversation and
Okay.
talk about all of that stuff, because I want people to see all that entrepreneurs go through, because everybody's at a different stage,
Right.
and everybody's doing different things and stuff like that. And so I wanted you and I to just have a dialogue today and just unpack some of this stuff and talk about it, and talk about what has worked for you. Hey, Me Baby Creations, y'all better follow her too. She got the coolest journals. I mean, beautiful journals. So, yeah, I just wanted us to have a, conversation. I want you to tell everybody, of course, we're going to start out with you promoting your business, because that's first and foremost. We got to make sure we promote that, the Black business and the book, all you got going on. So, what's that say?
Minding my own Black business.
Girl, I need one of them.
My oldest daughter got it for me at a big expo that I worked last year. So
love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to find me one of those expeditiously. But no. So tell everybody who you are. Tell them all about your awesome business. Where they can purchase your stuff. Promote your business and your book, and then we'll get into all of that other stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm Darlene Curl, and I am the owner and founder of Daily Desire LLC. I make homemade skincare products. I originally started out with just making homemade body butter, and then I switched it to skincare products, the name of that, because I'm constantly trying to differentiate myself from other businesses. Any kind of way I can keep trying to level up and just set myself apart as much as I can. I'm all for, and I support other businesses that do the same thing that I do, because I do believe that all of us are able to come to the same table and eat, because those that are in my circle is not in their circle, and it just goes on. So I don't have a problem with helping support other people too that does the same thing that I do. But I not only do skincare creams, I also started making chapsticks and lip gloss, and then I have a cleansing sugar scrub. And this year, I'm working on some new stuff that I'm going to launch next year if everything goes well. So I'm not going to say anything about that just yet, but I am I'm like in a year trial for creating a new product and stuff.
Awesome.
This year, and this year with my products, since I've had some success with what I have provided so far, now with those things, I'm going to add variants. So like with the lip gloss, I'm going to start adding colors to them. And then,
the lip gloss is the bomb. Girl, I love it.
Yeah. And then
I love it. Look, I'm going to have to get me another one, because I went to put the one on last night, and the darn top popped off of it, and all the lip gloss was all over my mouth, in my mouth, on my shirt. That's what I get for leaving it out in the garage, I guess, and it got cold the other day. Right? So I got to, and that was the one that kind of had the sparkly stuff in it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to get me another one.
Yeah. I'm also going to play with different flavorings as well for the chapstick and the
nice.
And the lip gloss too. So those are some different variations that I'm going to put on some of the stuff that I do. Also with the cleansing sugar scrub, I also introduced adding people's favorite fragrance to the sugar scrub, as well as so you can layer up. So you can cleanse yourself with your favorite smell, and then you can put the skin cream on top of that. And then
you got the Sandy's Purpose on your website for the sugar scrub.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll be there when we get off this live.
And
When you sent me the box, I found the Sandy's Purpose incense. Girl,
too.
look, I didn't raffle them things off. They mine. I kept them.
So yeah, so you can have your
home amazing.
You can have your home smelling like your favorite daily desire fragrance as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've gotten a lot of good reviews during the Christmas season. When people place orders, I surprise them with just free samples of the incense sticks.
Cool. That's good marketing there.
Yeah. So I've had people then place orders for them. There's people like there's a gentleman that I follow on TikTok, Calvin Austin, and he's a pretty big influencer on TikTok, and he's been supporting me as well. And he'll talk about my incense sticks, and then he'll talk about this.
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah, so it's I can't complain. I have seen increase in growth, and it hasn't been easy. And this will be year 7 for me come April. So
wow, congratulations.
Yeah, so but it's worth it. Everything that you have to go through to try to make yourself successful and stuff is worth the effort. And it's not easy, I'm not gonna lie, and as we discuss things during this hour, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to be as transparent as I can be, and we'll just continue the conversation.
Yes, ma'am. Look, you know how you and I do. We don't hold nothing back. So let me write this down now. So I need to get the Sandy's Purpose sugar scrub.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Sandy's Purpose sugar scrub. Okay. Sugar scrub. See, I've been out of the loop. So see, I didn't even know that you had taken the signature scents and put them into the sugar scrub. For those of you that are watching, let me tell you another reason that I absolutely love and adore her. So Miss Thing here decides she's going to come up with a signature scent for me, little old me. And let me tell you, I've smelled a lot of her scents. I got a big old box over here of stuff that she gave me for the raffle. I've been smelling all those different scents, right?
Right.
But I'm going to tell you now, don't nothing compare to Sandy's Purpose.
That's what I'm talking about.
That Sandy's Purpose, y'all, smells absolutely amazing. So she came up with the name, and she could tell you how she came up with it. But my favorite scent growing up was always Poison. And when I tell you she nailed it, man, she nailed it. When my ex-husband came to town, I didn't tell you about this, Darlene, but when my ex-husband came to town, so he happened to see the incense, and he's like, what's this? What's Sandy's Purpose? And I'm like, that's me. That's me. Right? And that is my personal scent that was made for me. And he was like, do what? I was like, yes. Hold up. Let me go get it. And he said, that smells like that perfume you used to wear when we were married. I was like, yeah, Poison. Smells just like it, don't it?
That's
Girl,
awesome.
He had no idea that I even had the scent. So I just took the lid off of it and I handed it to him, And I was like, wow, this smells just like what you wore, back when we were married. And I was like, I said, yeah, she nailed that scent. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. She nailed the scent. So my scent is in, now it's in the sugar scrub.
Yep.
Let me see. Where is the pocketbook giveaway? There is no pocketbook giveaway. Did I post that somewhere that I don't know about? Because ain't no pocketbook giveaway. Now, Saturday we did a bunch of raffles. Well, now you have to give some poison perfume away right now. Okay. So, all right. So that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Wait a minute. You know what? I ain't even gonna do that. Hold on. What is this? Author?
Prophetic voice.
Girl, I got you. I got you. Hold on. Let me see if I'm following her. If I'm not, let me follow you. I'm not following you, but hopefully Instagram is gonna let me follow you right now. And girl, I got you. I'm gonna send you the Sandy's Purpose. I'm gonna get an order of the Sandy's Purpose, and I'm gonna send it to you. What are y'all about to do? What we doing is talking about mental health. We hadn't got into it yet because we were babbing about other stuff. But I thought you followed me before. Look, let me tell you something. I have had to refollow so many dang people because Instagram and Facebook keep doing their shenanigans with unfollowing people that I like to follow.
Right.
I'm like, stop doing that mess. So I've literally every day I have to go back and refollow people.
Wow.
Because I think I'm missing something with her name. I think I've left something out, but it don't matter because I'm gonna find you how problem. You DM me. You can DM me too, because matter of fact, DM me your address because I'm gonna send you the Sandy's Purpose. And girl, you gonna love it. The curse word was about yes, it was. The cuss word was about to come out. I'm trying not to do the cuss words. Okay, so look, with this, I've been out of the loop for almost 8-9 months, because of me getting sick. So
Right.
I'm just now getting back into the swing of things. And I tell you, mental health wise, this ain't, I'm definitely not ready. Because I can't focus.
Right.
I can't. And that's why on Saturday I had to keep, I don't think you chimed in on Saturday, but Saturday I had to keep walking out of the camera. That's why I had to get a co-host for the expo, because I have to keep walking away.
Right.
Because I was in a lot of pain Saturday with the cramping and all that kind of stuff. Girl, when I tell you it's a job it's a job in itself. Trying to get back into work while being sick as a dog.
Right.
So I got a couple of nasty, messages because I haven't been doing the mental health Mondays.
Oh,
haven't
wow.
been doing the talk about it Tuesdays. I was like, hold on.
You got to take
First
care
and
of you.
foremost, I'm sick. I've been sick as a dog for over 9 months. I
Right.
have been out of work for over 9 months. Almost a year I've been gone.
Right.
And algorithms have changed. Everything is changed.
And people who are true followers of yours and stuff, they would have known that.
Exactly.
There, and I think these days, I don't know what it is. People just don't have grace for other people anymore, or that respect of a person and what they may be going through, or maybe you don't know how to do that.
And that may be the case too, that some people don't know how.
Yeah.
Oh, let me read that message. She had a long message. Hold on. Yes, I was sick with COVID at the end of last year to the beginning of this year. Yeah, see that mess, that COVID mess, and that scares me too because
Oh yes,
I'm already sick. I'm already having issues, breathing, going up and down my steps and stuff. I can't afford to get sick. When I got sick, I weighed 140 pounds. I'm up to 172.
Oh, wow.
Because my time is spent in my room. Going to and from, my office was in my room for the longest time. My gastrologist was like, That's why you see the Black Connections banner now, because my doctor said you have to take your business out of your bedroom. He said, I need your bedroom to be your woosah room.
Okay.
You know, I don't want no work in there. He said, if you got a TV, take it out. He said, because, you know, he was just asking about my atmosphere in my bedroom.
Right.
And I was telling him, I was like, I got a bunch of plants. He said, move all your plants to your bathroom.
Right.
He said, move all your plants to your bathroom because that's going to be where you relax, you know, when I have to go to the bathroom and, you know, take a bath or take my shower. He's like, that is where you want your plants.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So I got room darkeners. And I've always had those because of my migraines. He was like, because he had told me to get some. I said, oh, no, I got that already. But I've never had a TV in my bedroom because my bedroom, to me, the bedroom is for sleeping. If you have the TV on, you're going to freaking watch TV half the night and not go to sleep. So I don't have a TV. But I had to move Black Connections into my garage. And everything's out here. I called the internet people. They came out here, set up the internet, the printer. Everything is out here. Everything is out. There's nothing in my bedroom, but we can't get the meds straight. Girl, I don't watch TV anymore because every time you cut the TV on, one of us is dead. I can't, whether, you know, we've shot each other or the police have shot us. I can't watch TV. I just can't.
Yeah. I haven't watched TV and news like that in like about 3 years. If I hear something and literally like when I hear something, it's on the way to work on the radio. Or I'm at work and people are talking about it. So literally, you know, some people like, you didn't hear about such and such, but you're living under a rock. Basically, I had
exactly.
You know, I'm on Netflix, Hulu, Peacock TV. You know, I do all the streaming stuff.
That's what my kids do.
And stuff years ago and stuff. But I had recognized years ago with, you know, when it seemed like all the killings were happening and stuff, it was way too much. Hey, Shorty Ray.
Hey, Shorty Ray.
And it was getting to be too much because I'm very susceptible to my environment. So when that stuff, you know, hear about death here, death there, killed here, stabbed here,
it's a lot
here, and it's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You know? And so to protect myself, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to make the decision to watch what I take in, you know, and my faith, because I'm very much a believer of God and Christ, and so in that we're always told to watch what you take in with your eyes, watch what you take in with your ears, you know, watch the surroundings that you place yourself in, because those things will affect you whether you think it will or not. Subconsciously, you know, it gets into your subconscious, and after a while, it's going to come out in some kind of way. And I was like, I don't like negativity of nothing. You know, I fight to stay in a positive place. I fight for my mind's peace. And so that means sometimes having to make decisions. I can't be around such and such people. I can't be around such and such TV and news and stuff. I'm trying to learn to get some in, so I'm not totally oblivious, you know, because I don't want to walk into danger, because I've hidden myself so much that I really don't know what's going on outside my bubble per se. But yet again, you know, I'm very protective of me, because the mind, if the mind is messed up, I think the rest of you is going to be messed up. So if you can control your mind and keep it healthy as much as possible, then you're able to cope and handle whatever else you come in contact with. So that's me.
Yeah, I know the like with with the stuff with the Nichols gentleman. People,
Hmm.
there was no reason for
Right.
them to live. Hey, Yombis, there was no reason for them to live stream all of that stuff on social media.
Right.
But see, this what the white man does. This because when they stream stuff like that, that's entertainment for them.
Hmm.
It's entertainment for them
Right.
because you do not see all of these white people being murdered on
Right.
TV and stuff like that. You,
Right.
you don't see CNN specials for that. It's only when it's one of us.
Yeah.
And that crap makes me
Yeah.
very upset because I'm
Yeah.
pro-black to the
Right.
core.
Right.
And this is how they try to keep us in line
Hmm.
because they sit here and they put us being murdered by the police all over social media.
Right. Yeah.
It psychologically
Yeah.
messes with us, and they know this.
Yeah.
We don't want to see us murdered on TV,
Right.
but see, it's entertainment for them.
Right.
It is entertainment for them.
Yeah.
They love it. Look at our history. The
Right.
beating us, the burning us, the tying us to
Right.
the trees. We have always been entertainment for them,
Right.
singing and dancing and crap for them. The history has showed this.
Right.
And that's why I can't watch TV
Yeah.
because mentally I can't handle it because I'm sitting here, I'm trying to get back into the swing of running my business that I've
Mhm.
not been able to run for 9 months. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Then on top of that, I'm sick 24/7,
Hmm.
Plus,
Right.
I'm dealing with this tax issue.
Uh-oh.
Trusted a black-owned business, and they lied on my taxes. So now I'm worried about that because, baby, trust and believe. I'm not trying to go to jail and be Big Bertha's bitch. Plus, I don't look good in stripes or orange or green. Do you hear me? So, when I tell you,
Oh my gosh.
when I tell you I'm stressed beyond stress,
Yeah.
I am 49 years old. I've never got a letter from IRS. Never. And now I got a letter from IRS dealing with, me supporting a black-owned business, lied on my taxes. Now I'm in trouble, but they're really going to be in trouble by the time I'm done because I was the wrong person to do that to. But so
Right.
I'm dealing with that. Plus my medical stuff,
Right. That's a
plus
lot.
trying to run the business,
That's a
And
lot.
I'm like, what the heck? And then I'm dealing with nasty emails from
Right.
people that aren't getting their raffle items the Monday after the expo. And I'm like, guys, I know Black Connections got 104,000 followers. They're not supporters, they're followers.
Right.
And I don't care
Right.
about a follower.
Right.
And so I'm only one person.
Right.
I do all this Black Connection stuff. Me, myself, and I.
Hmm.
So I'm like, cut me some slack.
Right.
Damn, cut me some slack,
Right.
And it's not, people are just nasty and rude right now. And I'm just like, people are losing their livelihoods.
Yes.
While I was sick, I watched so many businesses fold. They would come in my DM, and you know me, I could be in the bathroom puking my guts out. And if my phone dings, I'm going to respond back to you in the middle of me throwing up because I'm going to talk you off the ledge. I don't know how many people I had to talk to the 9 months I was laid up, begging them, please do not throw in the towel.
Right.
Do not stop what you're doing, because they weren't getting the support.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest things for us Black entrepreneurs is support. And I tell people all the time.
And it's not even all about always spending your money either.
No,
it's
like not.
There's other ways that people can support each other and stuff.
Yes.
That word of mouth,
is your best business.
Look, you got different levels, and like you said earlier, people are at different spots in their life and at different levels. So there are people that don't have a problem with, their money and their issues and stuff like that. And There's people that know those people. Talk to those people that have the resources where they can purchase. You talking is gonna make that connection. Black connection. We can connect in so many different ways to where we all can be taken care of. If each person would think beyond themselves, in this day and age of self-care is one thing, and then helping others is another thing, and it's all about balance. If you can find a balance in each area of your life and stuff, this whole living life and the journey of life can work, and we can all succeed because we're doing it all together. So number one, I got to take care of myself in order for me to have the energy, the mind capacity to be able to help others. So I'm look at myself, but I can't be so focused on me to where I'm selfish, because the thin lines between any kind of subject that you might talk about. So help yourself, and then reach out and help other people. And if everybody did that, everybody's covered, because we just make those connections, and it's.
Yeah. And that was one of the biggest things I had to learn the past year was self-care.
Yeah.
Because I'm always taking care of everybody else, that I don't even focus on me. I went into, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you'll be aware of it now. So I was in a relationship, and the relationship took a toll, and it ended, because I was looking out for everybody else and not looking out for myself. I bent over backwards for that relationship and for all the other returning citizens, and it took a toll on me. November 2021, I got sick as a dog. And I had not left my bed for a week.
Wow.
We thought I had the flu. They never said, I didn't test positive for COVID or anything like that. They said it was probably the flu. So I was sick that whole time, trying to get Khalid's book published, trying to get my very first magazine out for, and trying to pull off that February 5th returning citizens event. Girl, when I tell you I was spread thin, I was spread extremely thin. And nobody knew how sick I really was, because I'm good at throwing a smile on and doing what I got to do. So nobody knew how sick I was. That event almost broke me. It almost broke me. And I learned that night that, Sandra, you got to stop doing for everybody, because not everybody appreciates what you do. And then March rolled around, and I'm sick again. I had to quit. I was working at a hotel just to make some extra money to put into Black Connections. March 18th, I had to quit. And May 18th is when the kids found me unresponsive on my bedroom floor. Khalid and I broke up in February. And then it was like, let's get back together. And then we broke up again in March. Nobody even knew. And girl, I had to end up going to talk to a therapist. My gastrologist said, Sandra, you need to go to a therapist. I want you to go to a therapist.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I went to the therapist. Girl, I seen her twice. So each time I was in there for 3 hours, because I was her last patient of the day. And she just let me talk. She was like, girl, you got a lot of shit you need to unpack. She said, unpack it right now. And she never looked at her clock. Never.
Well, that's
and good. I was just talking and talking, And so Khalid and I broke up, but we still, when I break up with somebody, and anybody who broke up with me previously knows, when I break up with you, I cut you off. I don't have nothing else to do with you. I'm done because we broke up for a reason. I don't want to be your friend. Period.
Yeah.
But me being me, being me, because I just absolutely loved that man, right?
Right.
I'm still his friend. He's coming over, you know, visiting and all that kind of stuff. That was messing with my mental. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. So as I'm talking to her and she's listening to me, she's like, Sandra, you have to cut him off. Period. She said, this is not healthy for you. And she said, baby, I know. She's a black lady, you know. She's one of us. She's like, I know that he did 25 years in prison. She's like, but that's not your fault. That's not your fault. But you're taking it on like it's your fault. And she's like, Sandra, it's not.
Right.
She said, I know, you know, that he missed 25 years. Hey, golden child, y'all better follow that young man. He is a woke individual. And he's very good at what he does. But she was like, you're going to have to, you know, you got to cut him off. She said, because this is not healthy for you. You know, he was coming over here, you know, acting like we were still in a relationship. And every time he would leave, I'm in my bathroom puking my guts out, you know. And then you're acting like we're still in a relationship, but we not together, you know. You popping up at my house and you surprising me. That was cool when we were in a relationship, but we're not together anymore. You know? But I was allowing all of this to happen.
Enabling
because, yes. And that's what she told me. She was like, Sandra, cut it all off right now and stop this crazy shit. She said, because this is not good for you. And she said, the things that are happening because you're allowing it to happen. She said, and until you put a stop to it, you don't think you can keep doing it. So, January 2023, I came in after I sent a closure letter. You know, I did exactly what she told me to do. She said, write the closure letter. She said, now, it's up to you if you send it. But see, you know me. I'm not going to waste my time and sit down and write a long-ass letter and not send that to your ass. So, you know, I sent it. And you know what? I sent it, and his rebuttals back to it was all the closure that I needed. Because what you're not going to do is play the victim. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But when I tell you I was psychologically messed up in that year, you know, I did a lot of things that I really didn't want to be doing, but I did them because he was my man. And, you know, I did a lot for the returning citizen, you know, returning citizen community for them only to shit on me. And it was hard. It was very hard, and I almost threw in the towel. I did. I almost threw in the towel and said, I can't do. He tried to have control over you. The operative word, control. Yes, ma'am. And that is what the the therapist said as well. One thing about me is I'm an open book. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You know I might not be the easiest person to, hey, curly girl, I might not be the easiest person to get along with.
That's one of my girls right there.
Hey, but one of the things about me is I love hard. And I'm going to give you the shirt off my back if I feel you need it more than me. And the problem was I was continuing to give my shirt. I was continuing to give my shirt, you know, and you know, I was giving. You're not late. Don't worry about it, girl. I'm giving. And they were taking. And not just the returning citizens, but people that were close to me, businesses that I had built a rapport with, and I thought they were my core circle. All of them just screwed me. My Juneteenth expo, My Juneteenth expo
I remember that one.
that you was at.
Uh-huh.
I had a lot of people there that I thought were my friends.
Uh-huh.
But I found out during that expo and after that expo, all they did was use me. Because the radio station that was there, they didn't even pay to be a vendor. I sponsored them. And you're sitting here making all kinds of noise while these people are on stage. They were literally overpowering the people on stage. And I'm just like, y'all just so disrespectful. Keep that ghetto crap somewhere else. There's a time and a place for everything. But yeah, the people that were performing were telling me that they're too loud. We can't even hear our music. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I cut them off. There were so many people that I had to cut off because they were just using me because I'm kind.
Right. Yeah.
They took my kindness for weakness.
Right.
And there's a whole side of me that people don't even know. There's a whole side of me that Khalid never seen.
Right.
Because I contained Sandy. Because I am Sandra, the CEO of Black Connections. So I have to smile and grin and, hi, how are you guys doing? You know, I can't be Sandy, you know, because Sandy ain't nice.
Look,
Sandy ain't pretty. Look,
Sandy has to be more of an appearance. Yeah. Sometimes Sandy needs to be the face and the person that they deal with more so than Sandra. And
and that's what the therapist
too. Yeah. I've been learning that too. It's like, because people who are normally supporters and stuff like that, they're like receivers, you know, you are givers. So like you're always give. Next thing you know, you done gave so much of yourself, you didn't leave anything for yourself. You know, and there are some people that will receive from you that which you give, and that's great. But then unfortunately, there's a lot more people that will take what you're given and then they don't give back. They're doing it for their own selfish reasons. You know, I'll take what you have. I'll take this. I'll take that from you. And then when it comes time to like you said, and you were very transparent with people, you know, you said, hey, you know, on such and such day, my kids found me unresponsive on the floor, and I've been having issues, this and that, and everything else. So you would think that those people who really care about you would be like, oh my gosh, well, is there anything I can do? You know, how can I assist? How can I help? Even from far away, I was like, there's not much I can do, but I can help you in this way, you know, and I did what I could. You know, it might not have been
plenty, baby. You did plenty. You did plenty.
I did what I could. And so,
and you know, sometimes it's just about somebody checking on you and saying, how do you feel today? You know, like Butterfly. Just had a death in her family. You know, as soon as I seen it on Facebook, I instantly sent her a DM. I'm here if you need me. I can't get to Waldorf area, you know, because I'd have to put on the Depends and everything else. And I don't look good in Depends either. God dang on it. So I already tried one on. I cannot do it. It was like a paper.
Oh my God.
So I can't travel. I can't travel. And you know, and that is messing with my mental state as well. Because I want to go to different states, you know? Just like, let me tell y'all something about Darlene. Another reason I love Darlene. So Darlene set up a whole meet and greet for me. We had her and I, not Depends. I can't do the Depends, girl. Do not buy any of them things that they show the black lady on the front and she's got these like underwear on and they look real stylish. Lies. They are freaking lies. When I bought those Depends and I took them out the box, man, I was mad. And they're not cheap. They were like $15 for like 10.
Oh, wow.
I was big mad. But look, rock the Depends. Don't be oh, thank you so much, girly girl. Oh, I appreciate that. Look, girl, if them Depends didn't make noise when you walk, I might could do it. But I swear that thing was making noise when I walked in my bathroom. I said, no, I can't do it. But this is another reason that I love Darlene, y'all. Her and I didn't know each other from a can of paint. And this is something that I wish a lot of people would do. Now, I'm not talking about for me. I'm talking about across the board in general, collaborating. So I told Darlene I was coming to Waldorf. I was going to a cigar lounge. Big mistake on my part, trying to support a black-owned business, boy. Was I in for way more than I thought. Never again. But Darlene set up a meet and greet at this nice venue, and people traveled. Let me see. Nigel Grill traveled an hour. It was his mother's birthday. He told his mom, I got to go. I got to go. He left his mama on her birthday to come and meet me. And I got to meet you face to face, and then the young lady came from DC, you know, and it was just, Darlene put this, she did up a flyer and everything, guys. I didn't have anything to do with it. She did everything herself, and we had an amazing weekend because I was there all weekend. But the meet and greet, businesses travel from all over, and I was like,
the guy that helps the homeless here and stuff too. He does veterans and the homeless here as well. Yep.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. She didn't have to do that, but she did. And I just thought it was going to be like one or two businesses. Man, I get there and it's the whole room full of us. Look, break out the ring light. Come on, let's do some lives, you know, promote y'all's businesses. And it was a great day.
And I loved how we supported each other too, because that's the day you met Danielle. And I mean
I bought her two bracelet sets. I got her book. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was
wonderful, yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
You met her. Yeah.
Yep. And I left there and did the 5-minute, we drove down the road, my hair blowing in the wind. It was like 30 degrees outside. Girl, that promptu 5-minute photo thing we did, those pictures were amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Not knowing that we were freezing our butts off.
Yeah.
But that's why I want you guys to collaborate with each other. Black-owned businesses, it is important. Look, we're talking about photography, and there's a Fresh House Photography just came in. Okay.
Come on.
But it's important, y'all, that we network with each other, because hear me when I tell you, and I'm not going to tell you anything that I'm not telling myself. I'm not going to ask you to do something I'm not doing myself. So when I'm talking to you guys, best believe I'm talking to me too.
Right.
Us CEOs, I'm going to keep it 100. We not okay out here, period. We're not. We are not okay.
Right.
It is, and I'm going to try. I was hoping I'd be able to make it through this live without shedding no tears, but it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen, because hear me when you look like you're on drugs. Hold on, let me see. Well, I'm definitely not on drugs, but I can tell you what, I bet you won't come back in this year live.
Come on.
So, the CEOs were not okay. All right, we are not okay out here, y'all.
Look,
because
and that was a prime example of mess that you have to deal with that you shouldn't have to deal with. We're trying to be positive and help people out, and then you got people that'll come on and try to bring negativity and stupid mess like what that person said, but she took care of it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I just had to
no,
say
no.
that.
Girl, you are fine. Do a do a drug block. I love it. I love it. But look, I'm gonna keep it 100. Us CEOs out here right now are not okay. And I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking for other CEOs. CEOs today are not okay. Black community, we have to unite. We have to work together. Stop the crabs in the barrel mentality because it is messing with us mentally. I'm telling you now, it's messing with us mentally. The crabs in the barrel mess got to stop. That's why I told you I'm not doing no more expos in Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm not doing no more expos because those heifers that stole my directory, when we were doing the Juneteenth expo, they were out in the parking lot telling people not to come in.
Really?
Don't go to her expo. Girl, yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And then they were telling people, don't go to her expo here. Come to this event right here, this, that, and the third. Well, let me tell you, we handled things very well that day because we had a lot going on at that expo. We had 20 Republicans come out of nowhere and crash our expo. So when I tell you we were some stressed people at that expo that day.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
I don't know what.
The way they walked up in
it
there.
was crazy as hell. I'm going to tell you, if it was not for Sam, I'd have lost it. I would have lost it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for my head of security, I'd have lost it. Because here you got 20 Republicans trying to slide in the side door so they don't have to pay. Now you go through the front door like everybody else.
Give up that money.
Look, us black people gonna give you the common courtesy to let your ass come through the front door. A courtesy that we were not allowed back in the day.
And then the fact that you allowed them to even speak showed a lot about you because you did not have to do that. That was your event. They were not scheduled. They didn't say they were coming. They just busted up in there and they was trying to come for their own agenda. But you did let them know, hey, this is this and you let them know.
This is a pro-black event.
I'm gonna give you 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But let it be known, and then you read them the riot act, and then you like, okay, have your 5 minutes.
Because it was
that was huge, and that I hope that showed them whatever you thought was going to happen. You showed them a different picture because they might have. There's no telling why they came in there the way they did, but you could have been the angry black woman that they probably thought was going to take place and be like, listen here, you can't come up. You didn't do that. You stayed professional. You was like, look in here, I don't appreciate this, but I will allow you. And then and you set the tone for them. Yeah. And then they did what they had to do.
And then I brought my pro-black rappers on the stage.
Yes. Held nothing back. Held nothing back. And that's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah. And when they came through the door, I was like, y'all can come in, but you're going to pay to come in. 2, this is about recycling black dollars. So if you coming up in here, you need to be spending some money with these businesses. Right. And I will say this, they did not leave empty-handed. Right. They did not leave empty-handed. Right. Every single one. Okay, this person's getting on my nerves.
And then they.
I don't understand what's going on here. Hold on. Confirm. Okay. So and they spent money, and then the token black man want to try to tell us what Juneteenth means. Man, we don't need you to tell us nothing. Why you think we in this building? We know what Juneteenth means. Right. Your Republican tail don't know what it means. We don't need you to educate us. We don't need. But let me tell you, I never said anything about this, but I got a nasty email from the black lady after the event because her publicist, the black girl, came up to me and was like, "This is how you need to introduce her." I looked at her. I said, "I'm not introducing her as nothing. I'm not." And that's when I got the microphone and I was like, "Look, y'all, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I have no idea who she is, nor do I care."
Right.
But
Yep.
I said, I'm gonna let you talk, but what you're not gonna do is give no campaign speech, because that's not what this party's about.
Right.
I'm gonna give you your 5 minutes of fame or whatever it is you need. Girl, I went back and watched the video. You know, she only talked for 1 minute and 2 seconds. The minute she found out she couldn't campaign, she didn't want to talk no more.
Right.
She didn't want to talk no more. And that is why they came, because it was they were all running in the state of Virginia.
Yep. I remember
and
that.
They chose our event as the one black event to go to on Juneteenth. They show up at my event.
Right.
Wrong event. Why'd you come? You know, but she had sent me a message, and she was like, "I don't appreciate how I was not allowed to speak." And I sent her back an email, and it was very colorful. Because at this point, you won the election. Go on about your business. You know, get out my face. But she bought one of Toast Christian's purses. She bought the yellow purse. So I was like, okay, you're spending your money. That's all I care about. But I say all of that to say, CEOs right now, you guys, are not okay. If you are a black business owner, and this came from my therapist and my doctor, if you are a business owner, I want you to sit down and I want you to look at the closest 5 people to you, because the therapist and the doctor both let me know. The 5 closest people in your circle is what you're going to become. So if you are around non-CEOs, how do you expect that business to flourish?
Right.
Because you need people in your ear with the same mindset as you.
Right.
So you have to surround yourself with positive people. I'm speaking to myself, because hear me when I tell you, 2023, I came into 2023 with very few friends. I can count my friends on one hand, and one of them is sitting across from me. I left everybody in 2022, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I wanted to do it without crying, because I don't want to give them the satisfaction if they come back and watch this video. But I had to leave everybody because when I got sick, and I was doing that $9.99 deal, that was so cheap, cheap, right? People that I had done so much for, free stuff for, did not even participate in that $9.99 deal.
Not one time?
Not one time. Several of you participated multiple times. That is what kept me going. There were only 53 people, right? 53 people out of 9 months that participated in that $9.99 deal to keep the page flowing. Right? Half of them were not even businesses that I dealt with on a regular basis.
Wow.
That hurt. Hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt like hell. So I'm laid up sick. There are people down the road from me not even texting me to ask me if I'm okay. Now, mind you, while I'm laid up, I'm also losing people, you know. I'm losing people. I lost my relationship. That stung, because I gave 100% in a relationship that gave 50%. Maybe not even 50%. So I gave all I had. I'm losing friends that I thought were my friends left and right. Lost my relationship. Almost lost my life.
Right.
Almost lost my life. I had to be
Right.
carried out of my house May 18th. First time I've ever rode in an ambulance a day in my life.
Right.
Scared the mess out of my kids. They thought they was losing their mom. Only for me to find out I didn't have no, my circle that was close to me, they weren't my friends.
Right.
None of them were.
That's when you normally
They
find
used
stuff like
me.
that out too.
Yeah, when you get sick, you really find out who your true friends are.
Yep.
And that is one thing I can say about you, Darlene. From the moment you and I's paths have crossed, you've always been there. Always been there. If I'm doing an expo, you sign up to be a sponsor. You sign up to be a sponsor, you know. Thank you, Curly Girl. I'm glad I'm still here too. Girl, it's been touch and go. It's been touch and go.
Yeah.
It's been some close moments where
I definitely got to say, I have been blessed with my family, like my mom, my two daughters. They will assist me and help me out when I need it.
Yeah.
That's Jalisa and Tanisha. You know, I gotta shout y'all out. And then my inner circle of friends that I have, man, when I say them sisters are true blue, and our friendship came out of the church that we used to go to years ago, and we're still like this.
Yeah.
That support. Curly Girl, she's one of my I'm gonna say ride and live. I don't like that ride and die, but my ride and live friends. Her daughter joined in with my two daughters, and when we do like the huge expo and stuff like that, they're in my house after they work, helping me prepare and things like that. I have other friends. I got Stella, I got Luana, LaShanette, LaShonda, Felicia, oh my gosh, Lakeisha. Lakeisha does my t-shirt, my long tees, and she did the masks and stuff that we had. I mean, you know, they give what they can give. Sometimes it's not, you know, they may not have the time, but they're like, if I need, if I'm like having a meltdown and something is happening, I'm having a mental just, I need help. I can call them or send them a text and be like, hey, I need a Zoom call. And I remember there was one time where Curly Girl, I put the word out to her, and she got each one of those ladies that I had mentioned, and we got on a Zoom call, and we just, they just helped me get my mental back straight. They prayed with me. They talked. They shared what they were going through, and you know, it's a wonderful thing when you're surrounded, like you said, that circle. And then I got other people outside of that circle too, that contribute and stuff like that. So I have to say it does make a difference. When someone is placed on my mind, I try to be very mindful to quickly reach out to that person and say, hey, are you okay? And that might be it. You know, it might not even, it don't have to take a 2 or 3 hour conversation. If someone is placed on your mind or in your heart and stuff like that, it may mean the world to them, because you don't know at that moment what they're going through. They probably will put it on your mind for a reason.
Exactly. For a reason.
Hey, you okay? You know, however you can communicate. I got people who will communicate with me through Messenger, Facebook Messenger, you know, or through Instagram, or they'll just do a post. Hey, Darlene, you know, they'll do a comment under one of my other posts and stuff. Just something, and it means a lot. Don't people can't think so small about just a reach out or a like to let you know, hey, I'm here. I'm noticing you. You know, I'm taking notice of you. I might not have time for, you know, full-on conversation, but I'm gonna give you what I can give you to let you know that connection. You know, is again, that word connection is so important. I love how it's part of your who you are and what you represent and stuff like that, because connection is what it's all about. When we start, I know, like, sometimes when I go through things and I want to just be off by myself, that's good to an extent, but then when you're there too long, then, you know, you kind of build up walls, and it's like, that's not too good either, because then we're made to have that human connection with other people. It's just being mindful of who you're connecting to. And so when we learn to hone who to connect to and when to connect and stuff like that, then again, it makes this life, I'm not going to say like easier, but more manageable to live. You know, the decisions that you make help you can
hey, fat boy fresh.
So
he's such a sweetheart.
It's a balance. It's finding that balance in everything that we do, you know. So that's how I try to keep my sanity and stuff like that.
So that's when I say CEOs are not okay out here, you guys. That's what I mean. I mean, if you have close friends that you consider friends or whatever, reach out to them every blue moon and just check on them, especially the ones that are strong. Because us strong people, who do we go to? You know, because we always there for everybody else. But then when it's time for the strong people to have a meltdown or a bad day, who do we talk to? And you guys, if you see red flags in a friendship, a family member, a relationship, don't drag it out. Don't drag it out. And that's what I did. And it came back, and it almost, at the end of the day, it almost cost me my life. So, you know, if you see a red flag, you need to act on that expeditiously. You know, because the good thing was May 18th, when I was found unresponsive, I was on the phone with Khalid, and Khalid called my kids, you know, and told my kids, I don't hear your mother anymore. We were talking, and she was talking a little bit, but then now I don't hear her anymore. And that's when they came, and he called my son Dominic at work. My son Dominic called back to the house. My kids were actually on the back porch with the dogs. That's why they didn't hear me hit the floor. If they would have been in the living room, they would have heard me hit the floor. So when I tell you guys, CEOs are not okay, I wholeheartedly mean that. CEOs are stressed right now. Black CEOs are stressed right now. Hear me when I tell you, there's so much stuff going on in the world, and then some of us have 9-to-5 jobs, some of us don't, you know, and their business is their income, and if you can't get support from anybody, then how's your business going to stay afloat? And I tell people all the time, some of your biggest supporters are going to be total strangers that you don't know, that you've never met before. If all you're focusing on is your friends and family to support you, you need to step out of that box, because your biggest supporters are going to be people you don't even know. And I have found that in you, in Danielle, you know, I found that in you guys. And Kristen, out in Denver, you know, if it wasn't for Kristen, I wouldn't have made it past. Look, if it weren't for Kristen, I wouldn't have made it the past 9 months because she's a registered nurse. So she was keeping me essentially alive at the end of the day. She was telling, because the gastroparesis that I have, Kristen has it. But hers is so bad that she has a stimulator in her stomach to help her live. You know, like you got the pacemaker in the heart. She has a stimulator in her stomach. So she's been dealing with this gastroparesis for 10 years. So she was a huge help talking to me. And like I just chatted out, I can't remember the rest of his name, Fat Boy something or another, but he slid in my DM and we talked about gastroparesis, you know, as well. He had a surgery and I was like, dang, maybe I need, you know, to see if my therapist, if I can have a surgery, you know, have maybe the surgery he had done. And then my co-host on the expos, she slid in my DM while I was sick and she's like, I went through some of the same stuff you're going through. So that kind of helped a lot. They were told, you know, they weren't close friends of mine, but they were still bonding with me during that time. And they were telling me their stories. And then, you know, I was able to take what they were telling me and try to incorporate it, you know, in what was going on with me. And then I got sent to physical therapy. That freaked me out. Girl, have you ever heard of pelvic floor therapy?
Sort of, somewhat.
Girl, I'd never heard of it. I'd never heard of pelvic floor therapy. And when the doctor told me that, I'm just listening to the name, pelvic floor, and I'm like, you want me to go where? And do what with who? He was like, Sandra, don't knock it till you try it. And I'm like, dude. So you know me, I get on the Googles, right? And I'm looking it up, and I'm like, I don't know about this, you know. So I go in there, and I'm going to tell you now, the pelvic floor therapy opened up a whole nother can of worms. You know, because when I went in there, you know, and she's talking to me, and, you know, they have this probe that they insert into the vagina, and it's hooked up to a computer. So it can monitor everything that's going on while it's in there. So when you got to do your Kegels and, you know, that kind of stuff, when she tells you to whatever. So I'm having to do all of that. One, I was mortified because women, we don't even like going to the gynecologist. We're not trying to go to the gynecologist, you know. So I'm in this physical therapy for the pelvic floor thing, only to find out I have got massive strength, you know, because she's telling me to tighten up. She said she normally tries to get ladies to a 40. I was at 80. She was like, girl, I've never seen strength like this. That is freaking insane. And I'm like, is that good or is that bad? She's like, well, it's good. It's good. It would be good in the sexual aspect. She said, but right here, no, it's not good because I need you to relax. She said, you're not relaxing.
Oh, okay.
And so her and I had a conversation, you know, about some personal things within my relationship. And what was happening to me vaginally, I closed everything up. I locked it down like Fort Knox. And she said that's why that was affecting the constipation and all that kind of stuff because everything goes hand in hand. And I'm looking at her, and so as we're talking, she's asking me questions. You know me, I'm transparent. So I'm answering everything. And she said, she said, baby, you did this subconsciously and you didn't even know you were doing it. She said, because of what you were going through in your relationship, you shut everything down. You shut it all down. And she said, now what we have to do is work on getting you to relax and try to, you know, get everything moving again. And she was, and she was like, look, I'm going to be very honest with you. You need to go have sex. And I was like, what? You can't just tell me that. She's like, that will help. And I was like, well, I'm single. I can't just, go out there and, partake in extracurricular activities. She's like, I'm telling you, it will help you, Sandra. She said, right now, you are locked up, and that is affecting your intestines, your colon, and all of that stuff. She said, you have physically closed everything down. And I'm like, oh. When I went to the gynecologist and she went to do my vaginal exam, she said she couldn't get the thing in there. And she was like, what in the hell? And so she recommended that I go to the pelvic floor therapy. But it was actually my gastroparesis doctor that sent me. And he was like, go and let's see what's going on and see if the pelvic floor therapy helps. They got some crazy exercises, that you got to do, the downward dog. I think they're yoga exercises. Okay. I don't, but downward dog and then happy baby, having to do these in a setting with a total stranger was mortified. I was mortified. But I found out something that I didn't know. And that was because I was in a relationship and things were going on and, the lack of some things, psychologically, I just shut everything down. Rejection is a terrible thing. Yeah. Rejection is a downward dog. What? Girl, the exercise is crazy, but it's the happy baby for me. The happy baby I had a problem with. I didn't like the happy baby. But I learned that. I learned that psychologically, when we're lacking intimacy, we can shut things off. And she told me that the rape that I went through as a child didn't help. Right. So she said, I'm already dealing with that trauma, being raped by my sperm donor. She said, you're already dealing with that. Right. She said, then you get into a relationship and your things are not where they should be. Hey, toxic Christian. She's like, you just started shutting things down and you didn't even know. Right. So I recommend that everybody in the Black community go see a dang therapist. Yeah, it's needed. And then or when you talk to your doctors, be extremely transparent. When you go and talk to your gynecologist or your gastrologist or your primary care manager, be 100% upfront. Right. And the thing about that, when you're transparent, then you can get to the root of the problem. And it's just like if you pattern it against gardening and taking care of your lawn and stuff like that. When weeds pop up, if you just cut at the head or even at the stem, it's going to keep coming back because you haven't dealt with the root. So you have to dig, literally dig, and then till you can get down to the root, and then even use tools, whatever tools that you can find, and sometimes you have to dig a little bit further to uproot so that it can't come back. And it's the same with things that we have dealt with in our lives, that helps us heal our minds, it heals our heart. We're slapping Band-Aids over stuff, we're wearing masks, we're just dealing with things on the surface because we may be afraid to dig into our psyche, into issues we've had, because you really don't want to know. You want to know, but then you don't want to know what's the real cause of it. But in order to have 100% healing from something, in order to move past something so it can't creep up, like when you get into a good place, you have to get rid of it at the root. And so
You know, it's like peeling back an onion too. You know, there's layers to stuff. Things didn't just, you know, some things didn't just happen like that,
Nope.
and you can't get rid of it like that. There's things that have taken, you know, years and years of a barrier put over it. So then how do you get to that root? You can't, there's things that you can't do yourself. So you need that therapist that has the tools, that can teach you the tools to uncover, okay, this is happening. Why is this happening? Okay, let's continue to keep going. And, you know, you keep digging, and you keep finding that some of the stuff that you deal with, they're just like symptoms of something that's still hasn't been dealt with. And you just have to, you have to be strong enough. You have to be brave enough to, and you have to want it enough to get to
that part right there. You have to want it. Yeah, that part.
And if you want to be well more than what's, you know, the sickness or whatever has you in bondage and stuff, if you truly, when you want that wellness, you're going to rise above that, and then you're going to do whatever you have to do to get to what the issue is, deal with it, get rid of it, and then you can move on. Because what I don't want to have is like a pseudo feeling of, okay, everything's good, everything is normal, and then when you think, okay, life is great, and then you have that thing that you didn't deal with, something trigger it, and then boom, it just busts your world wide open. And you know, a lot of that, I think people are dealing with that too, you know. So we have to be open, go to therapy. There's no stigma to it. It shouldn't be any stigma to it. You want to get better.
And that's one of the biggest things in the Black community is, you know, back in the day, we were told, you know, you're not going to therapists. You know, we don't do therapists. We handle everything in this house.
Exactly.
You know, what happens in this house stays in this house. You know, all that kind of stuff. So it's been a lot of things that we have to unpack, you know, because we dealt with a lot of trauma growing up, and we didn't even realize it was trauma at the time. But the whole, you know, boys can't cry because it makes them a punk. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You have to cry. And I'm living proof that you have to cry, because I was that person that was so angry and I wouldn't shed a tear. I would not shed a tear. You couldn't make me cry. You know, you could have put me on that Scared Straight when they take the little kids to the prison. You could have, and I wouldn't have shed a darn tear. And it took me years took me years to understand that, Sandra, it's okay to cry. You know, like I was on the live earlier. You see me, I was trying to stop myself from crying because I still have a little bit of the old in me. You know, I don't want to give somebody the satisfaction of seeing me shed tears, you know. So that's why I'm trying to, you know, I was trying not to cry, but my therapist and the doctor both said, no, cry.
Exactly. Cry. It's there for a reason. We were given that ability for a reason. It's a way for the body to express what it is that's inside, you know, and then recognize if you're doing too much crying, hey, there's something behind it. Reach out for help. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to reach out for help and not be made to feel inferior or something is wrong with you because this is, you know, what you're doing. No, there's something wrong, but not to the, you know, how some people want to be like, ooh, you just, you know, unredeemable and stuff like, no, something's going on. I need to work out what's happening, and then I'll be straight after that.
Yeah. And let me tell you another thing I want to say. if you guys are in a relationship, whether it's a friendship, you're in a relationship, or it's a relationship with your family or your kids, if somebody tells you let's go to therapy, that is that person's way of trying to salvage you guys' relationship, whatever it is, whether it's with your mom, your dad, your significant other. Me, myself, if I say, let's go to therapy, and you tell me no, why? Why would you not want to go to therapy? I don't need a therapist telling me how to run my relationship. Well, maybe a mediator needs to be there, you know, and that was the same thing when I was married. I was married for 16 years. And I said, come on, let's go to marriage counseling. Ain't no marriage counselor gonna tell me what to do with, you know, with my marriage. I was like, it's a third person that's just going to listen to me, listen to you, and then they'll suggest things, you know, or maybe they'll say, y'all need to go to separate corners. Y'all need to go to separate corners. Maybe take 30 days and y'all live separately for 30 days, you know. I was like, people that don't want to go to therapy, when a significant other says, hey, let's go to therapy, and they're like, no, I don't need a therapist to tell me anything. And I'm like,
that lets you know right there.
Yes, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. So
that's why.
You know, I mean, that don't make no sense to me. You're not even gonna think about it. It's just a done deal. Okay, duly noted. You know, so yeah. Run fast. I ran, but not fast enough.
Care enough. That shows you that they don't care enough, and it could be like this. Okay, you may not want to go see a therapist for whatever your hangups are. Will you go for me?
Yes.
And if they still say, nah, then that lets you know. It's like, okay, I understand you might have an issue, but I need you to go for me. If you're putting that out there and you letting them know, and they still are like, nah, I'm not even trying to, for me, you know, it's not even about you. Take you out the equation. I need you to go for me. People miss that aspect or that perspective. It's like, change your perspective. I'm not, okay, if you got an issue with it, okay, fine and dandy. I respect that. But I need you. I'm telling you what's important to me. I need you to go with me because I think I need this. Would you be my support system and come with me? And then, you know, but people won't even give that consideration. And if
they won't.
Then that's your, you know, that'll show you something.
Yeah, it shows you a lot. I trust and believe the last 9 months I've learned a lot of stuff. Some good, some bad, some downright freaking ugly. And this people gaslighting people and stuff, it drives me nuts. People won't own their stuff, and this is another thing that messes with my mental health. And it is I cut people off. I don't care who you are. I don't talk to my own mother. If I can cut my own mother off, baby, I can cut you off. You know, but if you're in a relationship, a friendship, I don't care what it is. If somebody has a problem with somebody, stop forcing them to go around. You know, if they tell you, I don't like this person, I don't want to be around this person is affecting our relationship, or this person is affecting our friendship, then don't get mad when they don't want to be around them. You know, and if people tell you people are affecting our relationship, I'm going to need you to check that. There's people in our relationship. There's people in our friendship over here. Y'all got to get y'all people in check. You know, but nobody wants to hear that, though. Nobody wants to hear that, oh, you don't like my friend, tough, suck it up and deal with it. No, there's a reason. If somebody tells you they're not comfortable being around somebody, or I'm big on energy, girl. You know I'm big on energy.
Right.
That cigar lounge, the energy was off.
Right.
The energy was off. Something wasn't right. And it wasn't until I got back to my hotel room that night that I found out.
Right.
My gut was right. The energy was off. You know,
Right.
when somebody tells you that their gut is telling them something isn't right, listen.
Right.
Don't call them crazy. Don't ignore what they're saying. You have to listen. And that's one of the biggest things that I've learned the hard way, that people don't want to listen. You know, whether it's been in my relationship or it's been with a friend of mine, whatever. They just freaking don't listen. And I'm the type of person. This was another issue that Khalid had. When I would get mad with somebody that screwed me over, I would cut them off. And he was like, no, you need to reach out to them and you need to have a conversation. For what? We are adults. You know you just stole from me. Why do I need to contact you to tell you that you stole from me? No. When I cut you off, you don't even know I've done it. You're blocked and deleted, baby. I don't have to tell you why I'm doing it. You already know what happened. So me, at 49 years old, about to be 50 July 19th, I'm not having a conversation with you to tell you what you did to me, because you know what you did. No. You know, just like the Layla Butter girl was at the expo. You notice I don't post nothing about that. Or her, because she stole from me. Why do I need to contact her to tell her she stole from me?
Oh, wow.
You came to my house. I welcomed you into my home. And you steal from me. And then you wait about 2 weeks and you do a photo shoot in the stolen items. And my sister went under the post and was like, wait, you said you bought that from somebody at the expo? No, but you didn't, because they weren't at the expo. So what happened? So, yeah, you steal my money. My kids are 420 friendly. You smoked up their weed. You stole my Black Connection shirts. And you did a photo shoot. You stole raffle items and you did a photo shoot. But I'm supposed to call her and tell her why I quit talking to her? The fuck? No.
Wow.
And that's how I roll. When you crossed me, I don't call you to tell you why I've blocked you, deleted you, unfollowed you, whatever. I don't have to, because you know what you did. You know what you did. You know, and this is the first time I have ever mentioned any names on my live. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. But I'm tired. I'm tired of being used. I am sick of it. This magazine right here, I dedicated this to 30 returning citizens. They couldn't even buy a magazine. Didn't even try to promote the magazine, nothing. And I'm like, but yet y'all wanted to be in it. You wanted the limelight. Not one of them reached out to me while I was sick. Hey, Sam, not one of them.
Sam.
Not one of them reached out while I was sick, nothing.
Wow.
But I put y'all in a magazine. Not only did I put their asses in a magazine, but this magazine, my very first magazine, was accepted into the Library of Congress, a pro-Black magazine with 30 returning citizens on the front of it, got accepted into the Library of Congress.
I saw it.
But I ain't even get a thank you. I ain't get a thank you. I threw that event, and the event sold out. They disrespected me the whole event. Walked past my kids. What happened? Some of them didn't even pay to get in. We were over capacity.
Wow.
Yes. It was a great event for them. But from a business standpoint, it
Right.
was not for me. I
Right.
lost money.
Right.
And then on top of that, I don't even get a thank you. Y'all just show up and start setting up tables and throwing your stuff on tables and didn't even pay the vend.
Mm.
I'm like, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's
And
not
so
good.
the Black Connections lady is tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. And the 9 months that I spent in my bed is
Right.
because of the stress, the
Right.
ungratefulness, the not
Yeah.
appreciating the stuff that I did. I published Khalid's book.
Yeah.
My kids and I did that. My two daughters edited that book. I typed it up and published it while sick. While
Right.
sick, I did that while I was sick. I put that magazine together while I was sick.
Right.
I put that returning citizens event that sold out the first show, over 200 people in the building.
Right.
I did that sick. I did all of that sick and still got on my lives and still, managed to smile on my lives.
Mm-hmm.
You don't bring your blood up for these jokers, please. Oh no, I'm good. My blood pressure's not up. This is actually therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
Although I know,
Yeah.
I know that
Sometimes
I'm gonna get
you
some
need
DMs.
you need that sounding board to get things out of your head and off your chest. And this is a very public way of doing it, but
yeah,
again,
and my therapist told me to do it. She was like, Sandra, stop sugarcoating stuff with people.
When you get at that, and we said we weren't going to sugarcoat nothing.
Facts.
So when you're fed up, it's like that old R. Kelly song, "When a Woman's Fed Up."
Yes.
Yeah. It's like
I'm tired.
It's either you or the issue, and you have to choose you.
Yeah.
Because when we don't deal with stuff that's in our minds like that and what's on our hearts, and we keep it inside and we harbor it and we don't express it, it will manifest itself some kind of way physically, whether it's our blood pressure, the way we eat, bringing up diabetes upon ourselves.
Lack of sleep.
We're not we're not living, we're existing.
Exactly. And I want to live.
Yeah.
I don't want to exist.
Stuff in our brain. We get migraines. We can have aneurysm, heart attacks, with that Bell's palsy. When one side of your face is paralyzed, that comes from stress. I mean, there's so much things that isn't talked about that will lead you to stressing yourself out so much to where you do yourself a disservice in your body. It needs to come out. And if you're not exercising, if you're not eating right, if you're not, taking care of you, your body is going to shut down. I always say God will shut you down for you to be able to get the rest and address what it is. And basically
that was my May 18th.
You were laid out.
Yeah, because I wouldn't stop. I kept going.
Because you had reached that point, you didn't stop yourself, so your body went into self-preservation mode, and it was like, enough is enough. We're out, and you're out. And then now you're still having to deal with all the stuff that you allowed to just pile on and pile on and pile on and pile on. Now you're unboxing, and this right here is an avenue. Yeah, it's public. Hey,
I'm a public figure, so I
You know,
mean, it
is
is.
what it is.
Yeah. And so that is what the doctor, I got all these journals and stuff,
Hmm.
and I haven't started writing in any of them or anything like that. But the doctor, the doctor said journaling is good.
Yep. Yep.
And it's funny because the first hour that I was in there with her, she said, "So, when are you going to write your book?" I busted out laughing. I was like, "Do you know that people have been telling me that since I was 12 years old?" She was like, "Well, damn, you're going to have to write a couple of books."
You have a series.
Yeah, and that's what she said. She was like, "Girl, you can make a whole series out of it." But like I told her, I'm like, I said, "Ma'am, I'm not, I can't see writing a book." And
Hmm.
I've always felt this way. I can't. I don't think I have how can I put this? I don't think I have a story worth publishing. I'll put it that way.
And you do.
And she looked at me and was like, "Okay, let's keep talking," right? She said,
Yeah.
"Let's keep talking." So we went 2 more hours. And at the end of it, she was like, "But you don't have a story?"
Right.
Hey, Bubbles and Mango TV. She
Yep.
said, "You don't have a story?"
Everything that
Like,
you
girl,
speak about.
she's like, "That's a hell of a
Yep.
story." And I was like, "Don't nobody want to hear that mess?"
Yep.
you know?
It don't
And she's
matter.
like, and she told me, she said, "Sandra, for you," she said, "I'm not speaking about any other of my clients,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm speaking to you." She
Mm-hmm.
said, "What you do helps people. You like to help people, right?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am." She
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Okay, so write a book." She
Mm-hmm.
said, "Because," she said, "even if you touch one person," she
Mm-hmm.
said, "your book may talk one person off the
Mm-hmm.
ledge.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then it served a purpose."
Exactly.
What did she said? What
You
she
do have
said?
a million of stories. And
Yeah,
I'm
but girl, don't nobody want to hear them
and
stories.
I'm gonna tell you with the book that I wrote, and it's called Seasoned by the Seasons of Grace. Um, there are things in there that I shared in my book like that.
Yeah,
I might not have went into the gory details of everything,
yeah.
but there are things in the book that I have put in there, and it was cathartic for me when I was actually writing it. So it's kind of like writing a
Yeah.
journal, but it's for other people to read. And I tell you, there have been people that have reached out to me, and they said, I read some of your stories, and it triggered some stuff that I need to, think about what has happened. There's things that you shared that even my family don't even know about and stuff
Right.
like that. And I left pages in there where people could journal as they're reading like my stories.
Oh,
They can
yeah.
actually write their own thoughts, write whatever comes to their minds, which was done purposefully, so that it would help them, just get things out, because we hold things in, and it's, so two of the things in the way I set up the book, I have like actual seasons. So I have like the summer of life, the fall of life, the winter of life, and the spring of life. Two of the things, when I went to write the book, that was the easiest chapters for me to write, was the winter, the rough stuff. And what I had put in there was the death of my father and the death of my brother, who was 5 years younger than me. Those came so quick. I was able to fully just write, my experiences with that.
Yeah.
The one that took, that was the hardest for me to write for, and it's crazy to think about it, but it's like, was the summer and the spring, things where life is easy. So that spoke to me right there. It was like, wow, how is it that it was so much easier for me to write down my hard times. The winter was first, and then the fall. Those two effortlessly, I was able to, just type out whatever. But when I was thinking, okay, so the good things, what can I say about, the good parts of my life? It took me, I think I had got writer's block when I first started to write the book. It took 3 years. 3 years of me holding on to what I had together to finish off the book. And it came about one, and I have it in the book, and I took a picture. I had set up a corner in the back room area where that light is right there. And so I had the room set up differently. And I had a chair, I had a light, and I think we were off from work because it was like we had a snowstorm or something like that. And I had the blinds pulled open, and I sat there for 12 straight hours. And I say God had downloaded, he helped me break that block. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, okay. And I was just going, I think I might have gotten up twice during that 12-hour period, because it felt so good to just like, okay, let me just get it all down. I'll go back and look over it later. Yeah. But once it started pouring out, oh my gosh. And when I was done, and it was like 1 or 2 o'clock the next morning, I was like, whew. It just felt like a weight was like lifted off of my shoulders, off of my mind. I was like, man, I think I'm done. Let me go to sleep.
I know that's right.
But just it's amazing, when you're reading somebody else's story, and then I tried to keep a notebook or paper with me wherever, even at work. When I'm walking around and I'm talking with people, I try to keep a notepad, because stuff gets downloaded into my head, and I'm like, okay, Lord, I don't want to lose this. This is good. And man, I'll have like 50 pieces of little sticky notes and things like that, because I don't want to miss out on whatever revelation or memories that I totally have forgotten about or suppressed, so I can deal with it later. I don't want to miss out on any opportunity for me to be better, for me to get my mental well, and live a well life, so.
And that's how it was when my ex-husband came. Ooh, I hadn't seen him since 2011, and I thought everything was done. I had put everything in that closet. Him and I have 4 kids together. We're married 16 years, and but when I seen him at the airport, when I picked him up from the airport, it was like everything just came back.
Oh, wow.
And when our marriage was good,
right.
Everything just came back. And I was just like, I wouldn't even look at him at the airport, though. I mean, I seen him from a distance. I glanced at him from a distance. And then I patted him on his back. I was like, come on, let's go. I didn't hug him or nothing like that. And then I took him to his hotel so he could unpack and all that kind of stuff. And I just bust out crying. And I looked at him and I was like, because now my therapist and I had talked all about him too, because he was getting ready to come. So her and I had talked all about that situation too. That was the second session. I spent 3 hours. And so when I seen him, because I hated him so much, because he walked out on me and the kids, 2004 Mother's Day, and never looked back. I'm like, how can you leave your kids?
Right.
So, we're sitting there and we're having a conversation, and he's like, Sandra, I have something to tell you. I don't really want you to tell the kids, because I don't want them to, I want to try make amends with the kids. I don't want you to tell them about my accident that I had, and then they're like, oh, that's convenient. You know, you can't remember stuff. So apparently 7 years ago, he had a seizure out of nowhere, fell, hit his head. He can't remember a lot of shit. That made me so mad.
Angry,
because I'm like, wait a minute, you don't get to not remember. I've lived this every day. How do you not remember? You know, and I'm just, oh, girl, I was furious. And, but then I thought about it, and I was like, we've got 5 days with him. I do not want to spend my next 5 days being pissed off.
Right.
They hadn't seen him since 2011, and it's now 2023. And I was like, okay, you know. And so him and I did a lot of talking, and he let me vent. He was like, get it off your chest. Say whatever you need to say. And for the first time since he walked out on the kids and I, he apologized.
Oh, wow.
He owned it. He owned it. He can't remember a lot of it, but he owned it.
Okay.
And my therapist told me, she said, Sandra, when you sit down and talk with him, if he owns it, then let him own it. You know,
Right.
she's like, move on. Once he owns that, move on to the next thing. If he owns that, move on. She said, don't keep beating a dead horse. He's owned it.
Right.
Move on.
Exactly.
So he owned everything the whole time he was here, you know, and he's like, every day he's been gone. He's texted me every day since he's been gone. Good morning, beautiful. Grand rising, beautiful. This is that, and third. You know. But it was refreshing, but frustrating, you know. And it's still frustrating to me because you can't remember all of the negative stuff.
Right.
And I was telling him everything, you know.
Right.
He was like, just start from, you know, back in the day and just tell me stuff. And he's like, damn, your memory is good. My short-term memory since I've been sick is not good at all. That's why a lot of times when I'm on the lives, I got to stop and think because I'll forget what I said in mid-sentence. But I could remember all that stuff like it was yesterday, you know. And so it's frustrating because I loved that man. You know, that's the father of my children. Right. You know, and we were married 16 years. And then one day we weren't. You know, he left Mother's Day 2004, served me with divorce papers on Valentine's Day several years later because we stayed married. But I felt better being able to see him and get the stuff off my chest, although he couldn't remember it.
Right.
And he was like, damn, I was an asshole. Yeah, you were. He was like, he said, listening to you, it sounds like I wasn't a good father or a good husband. I was like, you weren't. Right. You know, I said, there were good times. And I didn't just tell him bad times. I gave him good times, too. I told him about the good times. But, you know, I made sure to make sure that he knew about those bad times. And then I told him some things, you know, that happened in our marriage that he was like, oh, hell no, I was dumb as hell because I would have never let that happen today. And I'm like, well, he opens my car door. Girl, freaked me out. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. He was like, I'm opening. I was like, you want to drive? He was like, no, I'm opening the car door for you. Oh, look, you used to open the car door for me when I was married. Yeah. Opening the door. I had to ask the kids, was it cold outside? They were like, yeah, it's cold out. So I went to get my jacket. I go in the kitchen. He's already got my jacket, holding it up for me to, you know, put my arms in. And I'm like, oh, wow. Where you come from? Right. What? And then I get mad all over again. Because I'm like, you didn't do none of that in our marriage. Right. But have you let that go? Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You know, I'm just like, because he can't remember anything. So, look, she said, that was stage laugh out loud, act in the game. I know that's right, girl. I know that's right. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay now because
Okay.
I know he can't remember anything,
Right.
and so it would do more harm to
I was
me
about to say
sitting
that.
there trying to, dredge up all of the stuff. Yeah,
As you was talking, some stuff was coming to my head, and I was
yeah,
like, let it go, because you're keeping yourself captive. So I'm
yeah.
glad that you have set yourself free from that.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Yeah,
That's
I was like,
awesome.
I told him, I said, I'm not, um, I can't hold on to it,
Right.
anymore.
Right.
He's owned up to it. He's
Right.
apologized. No, we can't get all that missed time back. All that missed time with his children,
Exactly.
he can't get that back. But karma's a bitch. Karma's getting that butt. Karma getting it. He getting it. He going through it, baby. He going through it.
It
But I can't continue to, hold on to it because
Right.
it's not gonna help me, and I'm already sick. And now he's worried about my health because he's like, hey, this kid need their mama. We need to keep you healthy, but
Right.
we're able to talk.
Right.
Which
That's
he was
good.
when we were married. He was my best friend. He
Mm-hmm.
was he was my best friend. And he even told me, he's like, you have always been my best friend. And I'm like, yeah, you should always tell me that. So as I was telling him things, he was starting to, remember.
Okay.
So it was
Therapy
helpful to him. Yeah, he was like, what? And then I brought out pictures. I was showing him pictures and stuff, and he could remember something. And the doctor told him his memory may come back
Mm-hmm.
sporadically,
Right.
over time. He said something may happen and he can remember it, or whatever. So yeah, it was a good visit while he was here. I did a lot of crying. I did
Mm-hmm.
a lot of crying because I was angry.
Right.
I was very angry.
Right.
But what I did was I fed off on my children.
Mm-hmm.
They they have accepted the fact that their dad was not in their life. To them,
Right.
their
The
dad died a
forgiveness.
long time ago. He's a friend, a friend that came to visit in their mind, in their eyes. So they weren't going ballistic. I wasn't going to go ballistic.
Right.
Now, if we needed to move some furniture, then we was going to move some furniture. Baby, we'd have moved some furniture up in this joint.
Right.
But that was another reason why we didn't come straight here and I took him straight to his hotel,
Right.
because I needed to get things off my chest.
Right.
And those things were between him and I. You know what I mean? The
Right.
children have their own set of issues.
Right.
My issues were different. This was the man I shared a bed with. This was the man I was intimate with. So
Right.
him and we needed to talk about
That's your own. Right.
yeah,
Right.
and we did. And I'm happy that I was able to finally get it off my chest.
Right.
And I sleep better at night now because just a couple of weeks ago, I was able to dump a lot of stuff. And girl, when I tell you it was a lot, it was a lot. I could write a whole book solely on what we talked about that day. Girl. But I felt so much better, even though he couldn't remember. I felt better because I got it off my chest. And like I told him, it hurt.
Right.
I forgive you, not for you, for me.
Right.
I can't forget, but I'm not going to harp on it.
Right.
And I can't say that things won't come up every blue moon, and I might not take a cheap shot. I said, but I will try to dial that back.
There you go.
Because we had the dialogue, and there's no point in me beating a dead horse. So, I'm extremely proud of myself because I put my big girl drawers on.
There
Because
you go.
look, that's not what I wanted to do.
And that's a healthier perspective to have, because it benefits you in every way. So now you're past that, and you're continuing on that journey.
Yeah.
You're happier. You have
Yeah.
less dead weight on, and
Yes.
you're just it's
I've unpacked some baggage.
a healing of the mind.
Yes.
Whatever you have to do to get that healing and make your mind well, and your mind, your heart, it has that connection and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So as long as this is good, this will be good.
Yeah. I need
So
this
that's
to
awesome.
cut off sometimes. Seriously.
Yeah.
I really need. I hate being a cancer sometimes.
Mhm.
We wear our heart on our sleeve. I really hate being a cancer sometimes.
Yeah.
But
That was
also, me being a cancer is what got me through those 10 months. And when I went to the therapist, I listened to what she said. I did what she told me to do. Now, some letters I didn't write.
right.
Well, I didn't write his letter to my ex-husband because he was coming to town. So there was no point in writing his letter. I sent Khalid's, letter to him, said what I had to say. I still didn't even say everything I needed to say. When I got the email back, the response back, I was like, you know what, it was pointless, so I just let that go. I was like, whatever. I'm not gonna lose no sleep, because my health is more important, and my sanity, girl, my sanity. So that's why, it was important to me to have you around, the 9 months I was on my back in the bed, because you were a huge supporter, a huge help, and you, Kristen, Shorty Ray, Butterfly, Danielle, you guys were the freaking bee's knees. Hear me when I tell you, because there were times when I was sick. I'm not suicidal, never have been. I hurt somebody else before I hurt myself. But there were some nights where I was getting ready to go to bed, and I just lay in the bed, and I'm like, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I'm okay, because I'm tired. I'm tired. This is a lot. I'm tired of being sick. I'm tired of being in pain. I'm tired of going to doctors that looking at me sideways.
Right.
I'm like, do your job as a doctor, So yeah, there were some dark moments. But I will say, when I had the dark moments, I would reach out to Kristen, and I told her, I'm like, look, I'm not suicidal, but I did just have a thought that I would be okay if I didn't wake up tomorrow morning.
Right.
She's like, Sandra, I have had those same thoughts. She's like, this gastroparesis ain't no joke. She's like, it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't mean you're suicidal. It just means you're tired.
Right.
You're just venting, to yourself,
Right.
And but yeah, it's the lack of sleep is difficult, and being in pain constantly, nonstop pain is hard. And then I lost all that weight. I got down to 140 pounds. Girl, I was feeling myself. You can tell me nothing. Look, I was at the Juneteenth Expo, having a little romper on. But when I did that returning citizens event, girl, I was down to 140 pounds. But then being sick, and that's part of gastroparesis. I lost 35 pounds. When I lost all that weight, I lost 35 pounds in a month.
Wow.
And then I turned around, and in the past 2 months, I went from 140 up to 172. And I'm just like, that wears on your mental health.
Yeah.
When your weight is going up and down, and so it has been a roller coaster ride. And I just really appreciate you being not a friend, but a sister, because there were times and it was rough, you know. And I get a message out of nowhere from you. My face would light up, you know.
And I
And
purposely did that. I didn't want to
yeah,
do it when everybody else was doing it. It's
yeah,
like kind of like when you're dealing with a death, and
yeah,
everybody's there at the funeral, after
yep,
funeral, and then it's like a week or two later when
yeah,
everybody is back to living their own lives and getting busy and stuff like that, and you're like,
yeah.
this is when I need people around me, you know.
Right?
And so and so in my mind, I wanted to be that person in those in between times when you didn't have a crowd of people, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like one of those right on time moments. It's like,
Right.
oh wow, because other people have done that for me.
Yeah.
They may not even know that something was going on with me. I always say
Right.
God connected people, that whole put somebody on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And from out of nowhere, somebody else send me a message. Somebody else send me some funds. And I'm like, I didn't even utter that to anybody. But
Yep. And that's what y'all were doing to me. And I'm
God
like,
knew, and yeah, and
girl, y'all kept me crying. Y'all kept me crying.
right on
I mean, I
time.
was crying. I was crying happy tears, frustrated tears, and then I'm sick. And then Khalid had deaths in his family. His Uncle Wayne passed away, and they were really, really tight.
Mhm.
And I felt really bad, because I'm like, damn, I'm sick and trying to be there, for him too. And it was just, and then his aunt died. And I mean, it was hard because
Right.
nobody really knew, even Khalid till this day, he has no idea how sick I was. No idea. Because when he would pop up and see me, I'm all smiles, But the minute he leaves, then I'm in the toilet puking my guts out, And so a lot of people don't even know, unless they have gastroparesis, they don't even know how sick I am, and they have no idea, my day-to-day life.
Right.
It sucks,
Right.
And I'm just doing everything in my power to just try to keep not my head above water, just my nose. I'm just trying to keep my nose above water,
Yeah.
because
No.
it's like everything is happening at one time. My health, trying to get Black Connections back on track after being gone almost a year. And then now they lied on my taxes. They forged my signature. I'm just like, if we don't know anything as children, we are taught, don't you dare mess with IRS. We are all taught that as children. You do not want to, tangle with IRS. Never got an IRS letter before. And now, not only did they mess up my taxes, but you blatantly lied. And you forged my signature. Girl, when I tell you I'm stressed, baby, I'm beyond stressed. And then they filed my taxes and filed them under my Social Security number, not even my EIN number.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they claim I made $147,000 in Social Security and railroad. Huh? What Social Security? I ain't never worked for the railroad, so why would I have a railroad pension of $147,000? So when I tell you I've been stressed, I'm beyond stress.
Yeah.
I'm beyond stress, and I don't know if I'm coming or going.
Yep.
And then, I'm getting nasty emails from businesses, because they're not getting their raffle items they won on time and stuff like that. And I'm like,
you doing
y'all, I'm one person.
You win. Yeah.
I'm one person, and I'm trying to get stuff out.
Yeah.
It's not, I can't send the kids to the post office and mail the stuff for me, because last time I tried that, because my Black Connections account it's got my name on it, and they wouldn't let the kids do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, I even called up there. I'm like, y'all, I can't make it. You have to let them do it. So it's an ongoing thing, trying to deal with my health because I'm going to a primary care manager, GYN doctor, gastrologist, physical therapy, therapist.
Right.
I'm all over. I'm all over the place, and I'm like,
just to keep you together.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I stay dehydrated. That's why when the guy say I look like I'm on drugs, no, I'm dehydrated as crap.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm constantly throwing up.
I got my water here.
Girl, I got my water right here. My what is this? My coconut water. But you see, I'm drinking Canada Dry because I feel like I have to throw up.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I can't. I'm on a live, so I can't, eat my saltine crackers and be crunching in people's ear and so. Girl, I got that's why I had
even if you got to
okay. That's why I had to get a co-host. That's why I had to get a co-host for the expo because the virtual expos because I have to keep leaving. I got to keep going to the bathroom. If I have it come, there could be times I can have it coming out of all three ends. It's ridiculous. And that's what people don't understand. Earlier I was laughing and joking about the ends. But if I have to leave the house because I refuse to wear them, my daughter and I went to Kroger and we're in there shopping and whatnot. And I looked at her and she was like, "Uh-oh," and I was like, "I have to find the bathroom." And she's like, "Okay," so she's looking around trying to find a restroom sign. Girls at the other end of the store. Good thing I ran track because I had to people were looking at me like I was crazy. I had to full-blown sprint to the bathroom, lock the door. I didn't even get to sit down good. Terrible. Just terrible. This is my life. Right. People don't understand it. And some don't even care. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how I felt in the relationship. It was like it was almost like you clearly don't care, So that was frustrating. So it is, and I'm not sleeping. I can't sleep through the night. I'm getting up 3, 4, 5 times throughout the night. It's ridiculous. It's a lot, Darlene. It's a lot. Yeah. And I'm doing everything in my power to try to get Black Connections semi back on track and start getting money coming back in because my freaking account's a negative. I didn't work for a year, you know, and although I wasn't working, GoDaddy still want their money. Google still want their money. Hootsuite still wants their money. My tech guy, I got to pay Moses, know, and people don't understand that. I went a year with no money coming in. Like right now, everything's 50% off. 50% off on the website. A $15 hour live is 50% off. Everything is 50% off. People still won't support. They're still not supporting. And I'm just like pulling my hair out because I can't do what society wants us to do, singing and dancing, making the stupid TikTok videos. Look, when I used to log on to TikTok, I couldn't believe some of the stuff I was seeing that our community was doing. Businesses that I've known for years. Ladies that used to look so professional, now they half dressed. Tatas all out. And I'm just like, y'all doing what these white social media people want y'all to do. Bump that. Screw them. I can't do it. I am pro-Black to my core. I'm not going to be singing and dancing. I'm not doing it. Yes, if we do a cute, video every now and again, but they're obsessed.
Yeah.
All business pages are lined up with no products in all videos. And I'm just like,
Right.
what the heck happened while I was gone, for 9 months? Everything just changed, and
it's a different day and age, it seemed like.
yeah, and everybody's all about, oh, I got to get so many views on my video to get monetized. I have a block on my account because some Chinese company freaking ran Facebook ads on my account, ran that sucker up $300. This was over a year ago. I still can't run Facebook ads because of it. I can't monetize on Facebook because of it. So all this monetizing that everybody's doing with their videos, Black Connections ain't monetized. And who owns Instagram? Facebook. So guess where I'm not monetizing? Guess where I can't run ads? So I'm dead in the water because of there was already a block on my account for me sharing the stuff about Farrakhan in 2019. September 2019, they put the block on my account. Now they have blocked me from running ads. I used to go run ads. Not that I would run an ad anyway, because I did several tests. And I would run the exact same post twice. One as a paid ad and one not a paid ad. The one that was not paid skyrocketed, and the one I paid for barely reached anybody. I said, y'all will not get another dime from me.
Right.
And that was on Facebook and Instagram. I said, no, ain't no way. And now I see Instagram is going to charge people to get the blue thing, and I'm like, yeah, y'all can have all that. I'm not doing it. If I have to do that singing and dancing to keep Black Connections afloat, I'll shut down first. Right. And I love what I do. This is my 9 to 5. Right. But I can't do the shucking and jiving for the white man. I can't do it. It's not going to happen. Right. And then everybody wants to share us being murdered and all over the place. And I'm just like, I log on to social media, and every time I turn around, it's a video of us getting shot, beat up, or whatever, or one of us is missing. I follow Black and Missing. I am so sick of seeing us missing. Girl, every time I turn around, somebody in Maryland is missing. Yeah. It's a lot of missing people in Baltimore, because in the DMV area, I always share. Because it's this immediate area. So, hell, one day I logged on, and I think I shared like 10 posts, because they had all recently been posted, and they were all in the DMV area. Mm-hmm. And it just breaks my heart. It's just, that's why I can't watch TV. I can't, I have a lot of things blocked, so I don't see a lot of the negativity in our community. Yeah. Like, people that constantly post it, the Shade Room, what is that? Hip Hop? No, World Star. All those gossip columns, I have everybody blocked, so I don't see any of that stuff. Right. I have them blocked across all my pages, so anything that they put out, I don't see that stuff. Right. I mostly see Black-owned business and stuff, but now, because they're screwing with the algorithm yet again, now I'm seeing a bunch of white people. And I'm like, I'm tired of that too. Girl, my block game is on point. So it's just like, it's so much. And that's why I said earlier, Black CEOs are not okay. Check on your friends that are business owners. Right. Check on them. Yes, they might be smiling on a live or smiling on the virtual expo, but when that camera shuts off, believe you me, they're not okay. Right. And people have gotten real good
at masking. Yep.
At masking. I'm that person. And even when I was talking to the therapist, she's like, "You are so good. Mm-hmm. You have mastered masking things." Yep. And I told her, I was like, I had to, You know,
Yep.
I didn't have a choice. I said, and now I'm in the public eye. I
Yeah.
don't have a choice. I got to smile and act like nothing's wrong. She was like, no, you don't. She said, no, you don't. I said, but I don't want to be like the rest of them. Just like people were mad when I was going to the emergency rooms because I wasn't going live. Why? Why am I
Right.
going to sit there and get fake support? Because that's what it is. People just like to see other people's drama or other people's pain.
Right.
It's how society is. That's why when you see somebody getting beat up, first thing people do is pull out their cameras. You see
Right.
somebody, you know, getting shot. First thing you do is pull out the camera. You don't even dial 911 anymore. You pull
Right.
out the camera and then wait for 911 to show up. You know, we're living in a different world right now.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's
is.
hard because it's hard to avoid the drama. You know, when I went and met with the therapist, it was therapeutic. You
Right.
know, even my gynecologist, yeah, well, she's therapeutic too. Yeah, she's good people, but my gastrologist is therapeutic. You know, because he tells me talk about it, get it out. You know, write it. He told me write the book. You know,
Right.
and I told him, I was like, I can't, you know, I got to be careful what I say on my lives and things like that because I'm in the public eye. And he's like, no, you don't. He said, tell them what's going on. He said, one or two things that's going to happen. They're either going to stay and support you or they're going to beat feet. If they beat feet, they were never meant to be there in the first place.
Right.
That is why my circle is different in 2023. That is why, you know, my circle is very different. A lot of people did not come into 2023 with me, and I'm okay with that. You know, I sleep okay at night in that aspect.
Right.
But it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And it's frustrating because all the people that are near and dear to me, all y'all live in different states.
Right.
So it's so hard because all I want to do is get on the train, you know, and come up there, and I'm like, but I'd be on the train for you know, 2 hours, and then then I have to go to it from the bathroom, and I was like, it would be embarrassing for me,
Yeah,
you know, every 10, 15 minutes I have to, you know, run to the bathroom. And now they're back full, you know, because of COVID restrictions have all been lifted. So I would have somebody sitting beside me type of thing, and I'm just like, I can't do it, you know, and I want to, but I can't.
This is the time that Sandy has to take care of Sandy and get well and better so that you can get on a train or drive or whatever it is comfortably and without embarrassment.
I will never be able to do it comfortably. Gastroparesis, there's no cure. So I just have to figure out how to get my medicine back on track. Yeah, because the problem is I have the gastroparesis. I've had the irritable bowel syndrome since I started having kids. Gastroparesis is new. I don't have the acid in my stomach that the rest of you guys have to break up the food. So when we eat, within 90 minutes, our food is digested and it's moving into the small intestine. Me, I can eat, and a week can go by, and my food has not moved in my stomach. It's not digested. So that is why I have so many issues, because it also affects my medication.
Right.
So if there's a buttload of food sitting in there, you know, the pill kind of like, I guess, goes in the food area and doesn't break up like it's supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the other issue, you know, that I'm having, because you know, the whole constipation thing. Shit, I was going 2 weeks and not going to the bathroom. My gastrologist was like, yeah, no. When they did the colonoscopy and the endoscopy found a small hernia, at the opening of my stomach and the small intestines. So they're going to have to go back in and monitor that. But he couldn't even finish the colonoscopy. They had me start that cleanse a day before. They put me on a liquid diet 2 days before. Still couldn't finish the colonoscopy. Wow. He couldn't get the scope all the way through. So he said in a year, I have to have a colonoscopy every 5 years anyway because my grandfather had colon cancer. So every 5 years I've got to have the colonoscopy. But now he's going to do it in a year, because he's got to be able to get in there and see further up. But what he could see, he said everything looked great. Okay. They're going to monitor the hernia and all of that good stuff, and it's to the point where I can eat. I have 4-ounce cups, and I have to get back on this, but it's hard. It's really hard, especially when kids are around. Because you want to eat what they eat and all that kind of stuff, so it's really hard. But I've got these little 4-ounce bowls. Okay. I can only eat 4 ounces at a time. So 4 ounces, 6 to 8 times a day. Wow. Who wants to live like that? So it's been very hard trying to do that, because he wants me to eat like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, and then it doesn't make your stomach not grab. I still feel like I'm hungry because I'm only eating that 4 ounces. Right. And so it's difficult being able to stay on that. And I can tell you now, I haven't been able to master it yet. And I found out I had to start doing that in November. And I mean, I ordered the little containers, but girl, it's hard. And then I suffer from migraines anyways. That makes it even harder. Right. And then I have insomnia. I got the insomnia from the PTSD. And unfortunately, all of what's going on, both therapists, the physical therapist and the regular therapist, that's what's brought all the nightmares back up. Because when your gut's out of whack, your whole body's out of whack. Right. Yep. So they said that's why the PTSD is rampant right now, and the nightmares and all. The brain is connected too. Yep. Yep. So they were like, they're trying to get the gut issue straight. Mm-hmm. But, with me having the issue with the low acid in my stomach and all the medications that I can take that would help with that, my body rejects all of them. Can't take any of them. Oh, wow. So they have, now there's a medicine in Canada. It's not FDA approved here. Mm-hmm. But I took it in 2016 when I had my other gastrologist, and it worked wonders. This gastrologist won't write me a prescription, so I can go online and order it. Right. So now I'm kind of stuck, just dealing with it, and then I lose so much water daily. So that's an issue with all the water that I lose daily, and I can't get enough in to be equivalent to what I'm losing. Right. So when I tell you, it sucks. Yes. Yeah. It sucks. It really does. And I put the unboxing videos up and stuff, and people's like, "Oh my God, it's so good to see you. You look so good." And I'm like, "Yeah, And it takes me forever to make the videos. Right. Like right now, I look like crap. I wanted to log off when that man said I look like I'm on drugs. I wanted to log off because I know I look like crap. I know I look. Yeah. I look like something is wrong with me. I'm fully aware of that. And that's why I haven't been able to do the mental health Mondays and the talk about it Tuesdays because I feel like crap, you know.
Right.
But
But you keep doing what you can do when you can do it, and it's going to help other people who will look at the video, who chimed in, who came on the live while we were here. And again, like your doctor told you, if you can just help one person, it's all worth it. Now, more people, more than one person is going to be helped, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, you don't stop.
It's just sitting down and writing it. I started it in 2018. I got to age 6. I don't know why I didn't get past age 6. That's when my brother that I was raised with was born. But I got to age 6. I couldn't get any further. But I know that last time I seen the physical therapist, she was like, I want you to start just writing stuff down. She said, Sandra, even if you know, just write a page, just put some notes on it. And she said, just each day, just write something down.
Yeah.
And
whatever comes to mind, just write it down, and you can sort it all out later. But the main
that's what she said. And I was like, no, I need this stuff to be in order because I ain't got time to be trying to put this stuff in order later. She was like, don't worry about it. Just write it down.
Yeah. It'll be hard for you to progress because you're wanting to go in a particular order, and it's like, no, that's not how we gonna do.
Right.
Just whatever comes to your mind, and you just go till you can't go no more. And then sometimes we may not even realize what we're writing and stuff. You know, it just downloads and stuff, and then you're like, ooh, okay, you know. And then the next day, what we got today? Okay, and then you know things will start pouring out again. And the main thing is just getting started, and you let your mind and your body just download what it needs to for that particular day. And then when you're at the end, and what's also cathartic, you know, a lot of times we have a lot of thoughts in our minds, and it's not until it's out, whether it's in a conversation or if it's being written down or even recording. So that could be another thing. Get your recorder and whatever comes to mind.
I downloaded a thing on my computer. So instead of me having to write, I can actually talk it.
Yep.
And I was like, I think that would probably be the best thing for me, to try to talk it out, because like as I was writing them first couple of pages, I'm bawling my eyeballs out, and because my life was jacked up before I was even born, you know. So I'm just like, I'm writing all that down, you know, and I'm just like, this is some sad crap, you know. So I'm bawling my eyeballs out, and it's like messing up the pages. I said, oh hell no, I can't do it. I can't be doing all this writing and the page mess up.
Right.
So, but that was part of the reason they wanted me to get everything out of my room, and that's why, like I got this little foot spa thing. I haven't used it yet because it just came in, and that's what the lady was trying to get me to do with my bathroom. She was like, your bedroom, you know, I don't want nothing in there. Have your candles in there. Have your Alexa in there. You know, put it on relaxing music and stuff. And she said, just sit there and journal. And your bathroom, she said, that's your spa. You can't go, you know, to the nail salons and things like that like you used to.
Right.
She said, so get you a foot spa, sit there. I have my hospital chair in my shower. Kristen's parents sent me, Kristen and her parents, man, they sent me a walker They sent me a thing to put in there to hold on in the shower.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
sent me the chair for inside the shower.
Uh-huh.
All kinds of stuff, because Kristen has all that at home for when she
Right.
got really, really sick.
Right.
And her parents were like, we want to make sure Sandra has this stuff too, because
That's
there's going to be
awesome.
some days she's going to need it. So
Right. That is
I feel
awesome.
like I'm a freaking old woman. Kristen's like, no, Sandra, you're not old. You're sick. And
Right.
unfortunately, you need this stuff.
Right.
So, and that was, what the lady, that's what they told me to move all my plants
Mm-hmm.
into the bathroom because they wanted me to have the foot spa, the candles, all the plants are in there. They're like, that is your woo-saw,
Yep.
make it your place, make that
Yep.
your spot. And they were like, your bedroom, you got your candles in there, your room darkeners, you got your journals, and that's where you journal. And
Right.
so it took me a little bit to get it all straight because I had to get internet out here in the garage. But I can honestly tell you, since I've done all of that, I feel a lot better
That's good.
not having work in my bedroom where I can just lay there, listen to my calm music, smell that aroma from the candles, and it's nice and dark because I keep a migraine, so it's nice and dark. And I bought this. I got rid of my old lamp because it was just a standard lamp. You cut it on. This lamp, I love roses. So the lamp looks like a rose at the top, and then it's got leaves on the bottom, and you touch it, and it's got three different
awesome.
three different settings. And I'm gonna send you a picture of it. The rose itself, I forget what they call it. It's not white. It's almost like when you light it, it's got like a yellowish tint to it. It's almost kind of frosty looking. But girl, that lamp, I love it. I love it because it's almost like the candles. It's got a nice ambiance to it. And then my candles, Khalid got me a candle. I won't say where it came from because they're not black owned, but he got me a candle, and when you light it, it sounds like a fireplace.
Really?
Girl, so I'm sitting up in my room, got my little lights down low, and I'm just listening to my music, and I can hear the crackling of the candle. I'll send it to you. It is so cool that it makes the crackling.
Right.
And so that's, how I spend time. I'm spending more time in the garage now. I'm out here every day because I'm trying to get, Black Connections back on track.
Right.
But hear me when I tell you, my daughter comes out here all the time, and she's like, Mom, go to bed.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to get it back on track.
We need to make sure that we're obeying what the doctor said. So I know we've been on here.
That's why my lives are at 5 o'clock now because they wanted me to try to get. I told the doctor that I wanted to try to get back up at 5 in the morning. They wanted me to get up, do my exercises for the pelvic floor therapy, do those exercises and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to try to be up at 5 o'clock, but I'm not sleeping, so I can't get up at 5 o'clock.
Right. Yeah.
So I see my gastrologist again on the 28th and see if we can come up with something different. I mean, it's just always something we're trying to come up with. But I appreciate you coming on with me today. Because we got to catch up a little bit because we haven't. Look, there's a lot we got to catch up on.
Right.
A lot, but and that's why I was like, because it's only $40 round trip for me to catch the train. Because when I was with Khalid, I'd catch the train up there, man. It was nothing. I love riding the train. Well, I don't know now with the 2 derailments they had.
I know.
This mess. I'm not looking at a train right now. But yeah, it was therapeutic and relaxing. I'd put my headphones in and listen to some relaxing music and just look out the window. You know, it was relaxing until I got to Main Street. You know,
Right.
until I got to DC, then it wasn't quite as relaxing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we definitely got to figure something out
Okay.
because I want me, you, and
Danielle.
Danielle. Yeah, I want us to, you know, get together.
Okay.
Even if it's just for brunch or, you know, something like that. But
Right.
I want us to get together and catch up. But
Okay.
yeah, me being MIA, and you know, I'll tell her the same thing. Please don't take it personal. You know,
No. You got
I
a
don't
lot
like
going on. So
I don't like bothering people, and I don't like always discussing everything that's going on. Because a lot happened at one time.
Right.
And, you know, the therapist, like, talk about it with your girlfriends, you know, just text them and be like, hey, I need to talk right quick, you know. And like I told her, what point is talking about it when I don't have a solution, you know?
Right.
And she's like, the solution will come. That's all she keeps saying. The solution is going to come, Sandra, but rely on your sister circle. And I am a firm believer. I wasn't before because I don't deal with a lot of women because I've always been athletic. So I was just always around dudes. But she was like, Sandra, get you a sister circle.
Yep.
And make sure they're all entrepreneurs because that's what you need around you. She said, but get you a sister circle. I said, girl, I've tried a sister circle and that crap does not work. She said, it's 2023. Make you a new circle. She said, look at everything you've gone through the past 2 years. Who has been there? She said, I want you to go through, look at all your posts that you did when you were sick, and look at your Cash App, look at your messages, look at all that. Those women, while you were sick that were there, that's your sister circle. She said, now they might not know they're your sister circle. She said, but you let them know you're my sister circle.
Okay.
So my sister circle, Shorty Ray, Kristen, you, and Danielle. And I know I might be missing one or two more, but you guys are who I talk to the most while I've been sick, and you guys are the most that checked on me, you know, and things like that. So I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart because y'all, I don't know how much y'all mean to me. I mean, I wouldn't have made it the past 9 months without you ladies. I'm telling you now because, like I said, there was some times I ain't think I was gonna wake up the next morning. So, you know, you got and you and Danielle and Shorty Ray and Kristen, your messages. Oh, and Melanie, my co-host. I knew I was forgetting somebody. Melanie, my co-host for the expo. You guys would send me messages at the right time, and y'all didn't even know it. Y'all would send me messages, and it would be at the exact moment that I needed. No matter where I was or what was going on, you five always sent me a message when I needed it. You know. And so, and the doctors know all about y'all because I've talked about y'all to all of them, you know, and they're like, that's good. That is good, Sandra. And I'm like, yeah, because at first I told the therapist was like, you need a sister circle. I said, I don't like women. She was like, Sandra. I was like, no, there's a reason. I said, because every time I get close to a woman, she screws me over. I said, so I do no new friends. And she said, you're not making new friends, Sandra. These are friends that are already there. I was like, oh, okay. I took what she said, you know, and I went through and I you know, I looked and cried and smiled, you know, and that's my circle. And my circle circle is all entrepreneurs, all business owners. I mean, my kids are in my circle, but outside of my children who have been here through everything, and held me while I was on the floor unresponsive until the paramedics got there. And, for people who say I don't like white people, I have to laugh, right? So when my paramedics got here, when I was able to get my eyes open, I looked, it's 6 white men. My paramedics, let me tell you something. Those paramedics, my kids can tell you what the number of their ambulance is and what is the number on the side of their fire truck. Because they came in from start to finish, and all they cared about was making sure I was okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because I was upstairs, they couldn't bring a bed up.
Okay.
So there was a big burly one. And he was like, ma'am, I'm going to carry you down the steps. I'm like, already I have a fear of steps as it is because I fall. And I was like, no, sir. And you're going to carry me? No, we're not doing that. And they were like, okay, we have a chair. We're going to strap you in the chair. And I knew of the chair because when my grandma Rita lived with me. And they're like, we're going to carry you down the steps in the chair. And I'm like, that ain't going to work either. I'm panicking at this point because I'm scared of falling. I'm scared that I'm dropping.
Okay.
I don't have much energy. I had been puking my guts out for 5 days straight.
Right.
And I'm like, shit. So the guy picks me up. He said, I promise you I'm not going to let nothing happen to you. The one guy said, I will even call my wife, and you can talk to my wife, and she will let you know. I'm not going to let nothing happen to you. Think that man didn't call his wife?
Did he?
Yes, he did. He was like, I need you to trust me. And I was like, all right. Look, they got me in the chair, got me down the steps. The big burly guy in front of me, I'm holding on to his butt, girl. I was scared to death. Got me in the ambulance. They were good as gold.
That's good.
I didn't get treated like crap until I got to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
They brought me in by ambulance. Everybody, every doctor, every nurse, medical professional knows when you come in by ambulance, you go to the back. They left a note on the handicap thing that you push in. It said, put her in the lobby with her family. I sat out there for 7 hours until they took me to the back. They drew my blood in the lobby. They hooked me up to an IV in the lobby. They administered meds into my IV in the lobby. Yeah.
Wow.
It was terrible. I was there for 10 hours. When they administered medication to me, it was for my migraine because I had been throwing up for 5 days straight. Plus, I was dehydrated. I was sliding. They set me I was sitting in a wheelchair the whole time. I was sliding out of the wheelchair. Other people and my child was like, you need to put her in a bed. What are y'all doing? So then when I finally got to the back, they put me in a bed in the hallway and had a chair sitting at the end for my daughter to sit in. I'd never seen no crap like that in my life. Hey, Real Tunes! Never seen anything like that in my life. Girl, I couldn't believe it. I said, wow. And I mentioned the paramedic people because when they got me to the hospital, they were advocating for me to get a room in the back. They were like, she needs to be in the back. She cannot sit out in the lobby.
Right.
They apologized to me, kept apologizing to me. I was like, y'all, it's not your fault.
Right.
But they were mad. They were like, this is ridiculous. And they just ripped a sheet of paper and wrote on it and said, put Sandra Wilson in the lobby. Didn't even have the gall to walk up to the guys when we came through the door and said, hey, she needs to go in the lobby. Nah, they hit the button to open the door, and there was a note on it. And the guy was like, wait a minute, this is about our patient. And he showed it to the other guy, and he was like, you gotta be sure. They want her to go in the lobby.
That's
Girl,
ridiculous.
I was hooked up to EKG machine and everything because they were monitoring my heart, you know. And yeah, it was terrible.
Wow.
Hey, Mr. Ted. Yeah, it was terrible. But look, I'm still here. So
Amen, amen.
I ain't gone nowhere.
There
I
you
might
go.
not be for 50%, but I'm still but I'm still here.
Look, use what you got. Use what you got.
Yes, and my sister circle,
Yes.
circle, girl. Yes, y'all are the absolute best. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. There was at one point when I was looking at doing the expo out that way. I can't remember. There was a building I found.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't in Waldorf.
Mm-mm.
You remember the name of it?
Yeah, it was close to where Danielle lives.
Yeah, it was close to Marlboro area, I think.
Yeah.
But it was I
think I have it saved in my computer history.
Yeah, because I can't remember the name.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I have it annotated somewhere.
Yeah, because I wanted to check with them and see what their rates are. I would like to do at least one face-to-face expo this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to people in Vegas now.
Right.
I'm also talking to people in New York.
Okay.
But New York is sky high. New York is, God knows, they're sky high. Their venues are ridiculous. It is
Really?
amazing. And they're tiny. Tiny.
Oh, wow.
Talking, you can get 18 tables in there. They want $2,000. And you can't get but 18 tables.
Wow.
One place I looked at, he wanted $4,000. $4,000, and I think $4,000, and it only holds 200 people. And I couldn't even get 25 6-foot tables in there. Everybody has gone up, you know, because of COVID and I guess everything else that's going on.
Yeah,
But,
right. Everything going up.
Yeah. I would like if you can find the information and send it to me. I want to check with them and see what their rates are, because if I remember correctly, they were reasonably priced.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And if I can do that, I'm closer to home. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about flying. You know, none of that stuff. Kids and I can drive. Because I think it's just 3 hours. We could drive that. But right. I would like to try to do a face-to-face expo this year. I won't be able to run around the expo like my previous expos. I'll have to be stationary somewhere. But that's where my sister circle comes into place.
Right. Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And also because that way you're out there. Danielle is out there. Jessica is out there from Speakeasy Kids. She's out that way also.
Okay.
And my co-host Melanie, she would just come with me.
Right.
Excuse me. Yeah. So then that would be the whole circle, you know, right there. Right. And yeah, if we could, if that place is reasonably priced, I just loved the way it looked. Right. And I would, you know, from the moment I seen it, I wanted to try to, you know, get out there. But yes, if you can find their name, I don't know why something silver. Yeah. Maybe that's the city it's in. don't y'all have a silver something city out
Silver
there?
Springs.
I think that's where it's located.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But
silver is
I
standing
know
out.
you were looking at one particular area, and then we was talking about another area too. So I'll send you both,
Yeah.
and then that way. But I think I know what the one I think you're referring to was closer to where Danielle lived.
Yeah, it is.
So,
It was all glass.
mhm.
And it was I don't know if it was a veteran building or something, but I know they had something out there to do with the military. It might have been a statue. I don't know.
Okay.
But um, yeah, because it'd been nice if we could have used old boy, but
Yeah.
that's dead there because his prices was outrageous. But
Yeah.
yeah, I want to try to see because I turned 50 July 19th, and I want to do something within Black Connection to where if it's not an expo, maybe it's a meet and greet, but I want to be with Black-owned businesses.
Right.
At I want a Black Connections event to happen, whether it's an expo or we do a black tie affair, something. But I want to spend my 50th birthday with Black-owned business.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
So, yeah, I wanna see what we could come. Ideally, my 50th was supposed to be in Vegas.
Right.
I don't know, I'm working with Three Kings Vision because he's in Vegas, so I don't know what's happening, what's going on with that. And I mean, I found a place in Newport News, Virginia, that holds like 500, people, but it's not a good place. I don't know if it's going to be a good place for an expo. So that's why I wanted to get with my sister circle, and put our heads together and figure out something, whether it's, we're able to pull off an expo, or, maybe it's a black tie affair, networking event where CEOs are, dressed to the nines, coming out, having a night out on the town and networking, because, everything is networking with me. It has to be networking, So that's what I'm looking at. So, yeah, I mean, if one of those two places, if they haven't jacked their prices up sky high, I reached out to a place in Killeen, Texas, out by Fort Hood. They never got back to me. Their prices were amazing. I mean, amazing. It is humongous. They didn't get back to me. But they do a lot of white stuff there. They do a lot of rodeos.
Gotcha.
And I told them I wanted to bring a Black Business Expo. So maybe maybe they didn't want that. Maybe that's why I didn't hear back from them. But I'm going to call them. I emailed them, and I'm going to follow up this week with a phone call and see if they got my email.
Okay.
And then I can test the temperature while I have them on the phone.
Right.
To see if that's a good spot or not. But yeah, definitely send me those two places out your way. Because even if I can't get 100 6-foot tables in there, like if we did an expo, I'm okay with that. If we could do something 50 tables. I'm okay with that too. But I just want to make sure there's a face-to-face event this year.
Okay. I'll see what I can find out.
Because I turned 50 and I want to spend my 50th with Black-owned business. So, see how much I love them? See how much I love them? Ain't nobody else thinking about spending their 50th birthday with Black-owned business. They talk about, no, 50th? Maybe I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to Puerto Rico. I'm going somewhere out of the country, Not me, though. Not me. I'm trying to hang out with Black-owned business. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. I'm going to put us all in a group chat, too. I'll put us all in a, hey, Kim, how are you? So yeah, I'll put us in a group chat also,
Okay.
so y'all can like, so we can talk about it.
Okay.
And yeah, if I can get the information, I'll email them, whatever, and see what
Okay.
we could pull off. But like I said, even if it's not an expo, maybe it's just a meet and greet or a networking event, and we do that. I'm cool with that too.
Okay.
Hey, the
That sounds good.
scented web. All right, girl. Well,
All right,
I don't know how
sweetie.
long we've been on here, but
Oh,
I don't care.
it's almost 8 o'clock, about
Is
3 hours.
it really? Oh my God. Yep, it is. A couple of minutes. Well, I missed you, so
I miss you too.
so that's why we've been here all day.
Yep.
But yeah, I appreciate you coming on.
Most
Um,
definitely.
it was very refreshing seeing your beautiful face as always. And girl, I got to get the book. Is the book on your website
Uh, so
or
if
is it
you
on
go to,
Amazon?
so I do have it at Amazon, my publisher. So if you go to my link tree,
Mm-hmm.
and the link tree is, whatever the thing is, link tree / Daily Desire 425. That gives you the links to my publisher site, and if you order from there, I have books here at the house, and then that'll alert me that somebody has purchased it directly from me, and then I'll go ahead and autograph it.
Okay, yeah. See, that's what I was waiting for because I have to have an autographed
Yeah,
copy.
yeah. So
Okay,
if you
so
go to my
order it
publisher,
from the.
yeah,
Okay.
if you go on my link tree,
Mm-hmm.
link tree / Daily Desire 425, you'll see the two ways you can purchase the book. Choose the publisher.
Okay, now let me
one.
ask you a quick question because
Uh-huh.
I'm all about money.
Uh-huh.
If I order it through her site, do you get all the money?
Yeah, it go.
Okay.
It's directed to me. So
Okay.
we use her platform, but it
Gotcha.
comes directly to the my account that I have associated with
Okay,
all
gotcha,
orders.
gotcha. Okay, because
Yes, so
I don't like ordering books off of Amazon and stuff
yeah,
like that because
because they
Amazon
get
gets
most of the
cut.
money, right? Yeah,
They get a lot of the money. That's
yeah,
why I asked because I didn't know how the publisher
yeah.
how that situation works. So I was like,
She
I want to
set
make
me. Yeah, she set me up to where I have my bank account for everything dealing with the book is associated with her publishing website. So when people order
awesome.
from there, I get a direct email to say such and such purchase the book, and then I take the books that I had ordered so I can autograph for people, and then I send them out from my house versus
Gotcha.
it coming from
Okay.
Amazon.
All
Yep.
right. Well, I will head there when we get off this live and get
All
my
right.
book so I can have my autographed book.
Yes.
I'm excited. And
Yes.
don't forget to send one in for the raffle.
Okay.
So
I will.
we can get that book in somebody's hand. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes. And then so that means in March you're gonna sign up for the author expo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yep.
We, I can't wait. Well, look, let me tell you, if you are in fact going to do that, go to the website before the 28th because
Okay.
everything is 50% off.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
will.
do that. Because yeah, I got everything 50% off until February 28th. That's because I'm working on the April issue of the magazine.
Okay.
So all the magazine entries are 50% off. All the expos 50% off. The Mental Health Monday, Talk About It Tuesday, the directory options. Everything is 50% off across the board.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah,
I'll
so
do that.
sign up for any expos that you want to do. I told everybody Saturday the same thing. Anything you guys want, any expos for the rest of the year y'all want to sign up for, go on and sign up for them in February while they 50% off. I
Okay.
told everybody that. my tech guy was like, I only put the sale for February. I was like, can you update it for me, please? Because he had the 50% off only set up for February. So if they wanted to sign up for the March Expo, it was full price.
Right.
So I woke up Sunday morning, like 8 people got charged. They didn't say anything about it, though, but 8 people got charged full price. I was like, damn it. So then I reached out to him, and he was like, and he explained to me what he did. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, can you update that for me, please?
Right.
And he was like, yes. He was like, yes, I'm on it. So yeah, people have already started signing up for March virtual expo. Yeah, because you could do both. You can do the virtual expo and the author expo now.
Yep.
I love it. Yeah, because I gotta get Danielle in on March too, because she done wrote another book.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get a second book. I got the first one. I got it that day I met. So I gotta get back in touch with her so I can get the second book. So yeah.
Oh, we got like 4 of them out.
Wait, what?
That, let me tell you, that sister been writing.
She's done wrote. Wait, because I have the very first book. She's done wrote 3 more. Oh, girl, I'm so out of the dang loop.
Yeah, she has at least 4. She has at least 4 out. Yep.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could do that.
I know, right?
Look, I guess I could if I actually sat down and started writing like the doctor said. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna sit down and start. But what I had originally wanted to do was, you know, those cabins in the woods. They're like getaway, hideaway, getaway, something or another. They got one. They got one in DC. Yeah, and they're like these cabins that are in the middle of the woods, and that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to go out there for the weekend.
They're pretty reasonable, or they were when I checked into, because I was thinking about doing that a couple of years ago too. I didn't get around to doing it, but yeah, it looks good.
They got them in several different states, but I happened to look at the one in DC because I think DC was the closest one to me, and it was just just looked out. I was like, man, that is probably what I got to do.
I was thinking about doing it for the same reason. Go out there and do the books and stuff. So
just write, take a bunch of empty notebooks with me, and just sit down and, like she said, write down, like y'all said, write down notes.
Yeah.
And then just go from there. But yeah, I had thought about that. I can't do it now because I couldn't go away for a weekend and be alone like that. With me being sick. So I would have to like go and take one of the kids with me or something, and maybe they hang out somewhere during the day or whatever. But I definitely thought about it. I was like, I like this. I even looked up some Airbnbs. There was a Airbnb in right outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina. They have Airbnbs, and girls, that would be a great sister circle getaway. It's on a farm.
Really?
It's on a farm. It's a horse farm, and it was so nice and beautiful. It's a cute little house. They had a couple of them, and they made them into Airbnb. And then I found another one that was kind of in the mountains of Virginia, and you could sit on the front. It was up in Massanutten, and you sit on the porch. The porch oversees the mountains. Girl, it was
Massanutten is beautiful. Yeah.
Yes. My youngest child went to JMU, so every time they did family day, we stayed in Massanutten.
Okay.
Yeah, we rented one of the condos that they had out there, and we never stayed and did any of the things that they had at Massanutten because we would
Right.
go to JMU and
Right.
spend the day there with all the festivities they had. But yeah, Sister Circle
Yep.
weekend. Yeah, we can do that
Yep.
in a cabin somewhere. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so homework,
Mhm.
those two venues,
Yep.
and me
Yep.
start these journals.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. Go written
Because
down.
I know you're going to hold me accountable. I know
Yes,
I got to do
ma'am.
it.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
know I got to do it. So,
All right.
yeah, I'm
You
definitely going
take
to work
care.
on that. You
Love you.
too.
This has
Love you too.
been wonderful.
Tell my baby I said hey.
I surely will.
What's she doing?
Get ready for bed.
Getting ready for bed.
Yeah, we both got to work tomorrow.
Oh, I know that's right, girl. I'm right behind y'all. I'm gonna put my hair up in a minute, and I'm gonna be right behind y'all.
There you go. All right, sweetie pie. You take care
All
of
right,
yourself.
you
And I'll
too.
deal with you.
Love
All right.
you. Kiss
Love
and
you
hug
too.
my baby for me. Tell her I
Okay, I
love her.
will. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.